has got an opportunity for vengeance.
The crowd on the side of Team Liquid right now, but man, revenge is hopefully to be served if you're a Koi fan, because those were tight series. Sure, it was a 2-0 for Team Liquid, but Koi were on their heels the entire time. And heading into this pistol round, we know both these teams like that slower approach on the attack.
Yeah, but it seems like Koi are going to switching up the pace just a little bit. That full line was perfect. And Kiko gets first blood of this map, as it's definitely destined to do so. Yampi doubles it up, and Kiko keeps on giving. They collapse upon Koi, and the first round goes to Team Liquid.
Very solid defense there, just not even allowing Koi to break through market, winning out on all of those fights now. Looking over towards what Team Liquid want to work with here. I think what is interesting is we are having like a true head-to-head in a mirror matchup, right? So you're looking towards the fact that this first map is really a determinant of which team is better.
And this is a map that they haven't shown so far, both of these teams throughout this tournament. So it's completely off the marks. Both of these teams trying to play their game, trying to read the opposing team's game as well at that. On the go, it's Mystic again. Outlook, such an influential weapon, and it's influential on the bottom side as well. Kiko doubles up, so all 3 kills of this round have come from Outlaws.
Picking the spike back up here, but
yeah. What can you
not
do?
much you're gonna do, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. Team Liquid, look, they won the previous series in a very close fashion, right? It was a 2-0, but those maps were fairly close. We're talking about some, 13-7s. Was it 13-7s? No. It was 13-10, 13-11. And for that reason, you've got to be a little bit more fearful of this one. Sunset being a new map they'll be playing in is a way Koi can, come on top of this without the side of Team Liquid being able to prepare. While Koi, on the other hand, they've been able to win a match themselves up against BBL. That was a little bit more comfortable for them, although many would have said very slow-paced. But it's very much a battle of the bands. A lot of former teammates in this one. There's definitely some feelings of rivalry, perhaps, or growing rivalry, but it's an Andalucia flawless. And not only was it a flawless in players alive, but not a single hint of damage was taken throughout that.
No, so that means a very strong bonus round coming in here for Team Liquid. And look over towards the side of Koi, that's 3 light shields that you're looking towards, and they've got 2 outlaws on the side of Team Liquid to hold down some of these choke points.
Nice, flawless.
Nonetheless, man, I mean, Kiko already with the...
It's an Andalucia flawless, Emil. Come on.
I don't think he got the note. We're going to have to send him an email later.
Yeah, we've got to send him an email. He's got to fix that up. But it's a strong buy round here from Team Liquid. A bonus round, excuse me. A rifle. Outlaws can do damage, but it's full shields for Koi. So it has to be a 2-shot.
See what happens. Full mid control here for the Koi side.
Oh.
Okay, that's 1 outlaw out.
It is indeed. And the stun onto Nats here could be quite influential. Nats hasn't shown his ground, but it's Shadow to pick it up. He's been so good throughout this tournament so far, and he's leading from the front as well. Shot calling on some occasions. And Grabinho picking up another is setting up Koi for success, as they've gotten themselves every single kill so far and full B-side control.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting point there on the side of Koi. Sure, late in the season last year, Starkso was the one filling the IGL shoes, and we did think that he was continuing on in that role heading in towards kickoff, but there was that silent switch with Shadow just changing his little bio there on socials.
About it, right?
Yeah, but he's actually in that hot seat now. So we were talking about it in the green room. 3 IGLs coming off of Apex.
Right, Enzo maintaining that IGL position, Shadow as well, calling for the team, and look at Magnum over in Carmine Court, which we saw earlier, get a win and continue to play. And it seems that Apex likes to produce a lot of IGLs here. So the interesting is that Shadow is in the mind of Enzo here, right? He's played with these guys. They know him well and truly quite thoroughly at this point. I know it's a different roster, right? You've got the craziness of Nat. You're moving in with a different coach, Emil. There's definitely some things to learn and some things adjusted and changed. But it could be a useful tool to be calling against a team you know very, very well.
I think that tells you a lot as to how many strong voices there were within that Apex roster from last year down in the Valorant Challenger series. But now looking over towards Again, those mind games here. How well Shadow and Enzo know each other and going head-to-head for the second time over kickoff.
And the same thing follows with the fact that he's been calling, but also producing kills. On the other hand, Enzo and Mystic, some of the other players coming from Apex,
Bit more quiet.
a bit more quiet, haven't they? But for Koi now, moving into this mid side of the map, not really taking any extremity control, grouping their players together. But Team Liquid not really going for information themselves either.
No, but this mid control has been key here for Koi. They've opted for it quite often, but you've also got that operator, Kiko, watching the angle over towards tiles.
Oh,
Gun here.
that's a strong pick. Koi on top.
So much mid control now denied here for the side of Team Liquid.
And Team Liquid forced to polarize the defenses. 2 on each side and mid cut in 2.
I mean, they have the deep
Caution
camera
here.
over towards B main. They have those trips watching their backs as well. But it's the B split that Koi are inching towards.
If Camo can produce some madness here, would be optimal. Stun there and waiting. Shadow thinks better of it, but it's a matter of timing. 40 seconds, and Koi, they've been known to run the clock dry, but this time they can't afford it to happen. There is a tripwire that Stark so barely is able to avoid, but with the Prowler picking it through, he's able to subside it for now. It will be reproduced. I'm not quite sure if it did get shot down, but still, it's Shadow with the pick, and Koi with the opener will look to head towards this ace side.
I mean, that trip was taken out. That's enough pressure to put over towards B. Now the shift on over. And Mystic alone here. An island on A, playing in the smoke. No time, though.
Yeah, Paranoia expended 10 seconds. They've got to
seconds
move
left.
in. All Team Liquid have to do is deny the spike part from taking place. Grabinho's position has been started. Paranoia in, and he's denied it!
down
Mystic
A.
has done it! All that was required, bullet to the face, and Team Liquid win the round.
Perfect timing there coming out from Mystic. 3-1. Sure, it wasn't stunning, but it was exactly what they
You
needed.
don't need much more than that, right?
No crazy plays necessary. It was the perfect mark there. And all that
We're playing
matters.
Valorant at the end of the
No,
day.
exactly. I mean, Mystic, he was just like looking to hit that shot. That's all that it came down to, especially when Koi are running down the clock so much. Barbar Camp,
Baba Cam is the
classic.
best cam.
entertainment value.
Entertainment
Stonks
value
are
to the
going
fullest.
up.
But for this one, he's not too happy, is he?
No.
The team left it a little bit too long, and they had to pay for it. They still have money to invest in this, right? They've still been able to put their hands in their pockets and find some rifles. But it's heavily contended, this Garage era. 2 players early on for Team Liquid, but they vacated, and the Koi will have to do the same thing.
A deep camera, though. So Koi do have quite a bit of information here towards B main at the very least. Down B, looking to play forward.
But Shadow doubles up out of nowhere? Excuse me?
Kiko saw it out towards A main as well, making it a little bit more daunting for Koi to try and clear back out into a lobby. He reclaims the space.
Right there.
Doesn't decide to fully fall off. Koi are looking to regroup before extending the util on the A site. And Kiko needs to find one here. Kiko also has a showstopper.
Yeah. Kiko is definitely the person that has to do a lot. Stun coming through, but the showstopper coming in a little bit too late, but they jump above it! Camo is dead, but Kiko, not being able to see a thing,
30
has to
seconds
drop
left.
short after. 2 versus 4 though, Team Liquid. If Enzo is able to produce some madness, there's potential here, especially with a flank in the making from Mystic, but no. This has put Mystic into the clutch. He does TP across the tripwire, and it hasn't quite been heard, but they do know he's an Omen, and the possibility of a TP still exists in their mind.
I mean, with Stark's positioning, they know.
And they're looking in his direction. Mystic! Oh, potential for a second there. It got scary, but Koi have got it locked and covered. That's a second on the board for them.
Okay, slowly racking these rounds up now. Again, the caveat is that Koi, they do well in running down that clock, finding those late openings into those site plants. But again, we saw where the risk is in that as well 2 rounds ago. Now they have to continue forward with some of this momentum. They forced Team Liquid onto an eco round.
Yeah, there's something to know on Shadow here. Like in this previous roster in Apex, he used to be sort of the jester, right? He used to be the guy that would be a little bit cheeky, make some jokes, keep the atmosphere light. But from what I'm seeing from him right now, it's fully serious. It's fully leader mode. And I like that type of Shadow. Don't get me wrong. I like the funny business, but at the same time, I do enjoy him on this leader position as well.
I do see with the leader coming through, but I think that what you're talking about in that emotional lead, the ability to keep things light and fresh is something that we do constantly see from him as well. Sure, the player cams do show him a little bit serious, but most of the time he's got a little smirk on his face.
You definitely got to see a variation of emotions. And it's Koi that move into the site, and that is the opening frag for them. Starks are looking to keep things clean. It's also the idea of Starkser and Shados wanting to live their glory days again, and with Koi, they want to do the same. But for now, it's an equalization that they're looking for. 3-3. And yeah, Kiko, Enzo. Teammates for a while. Can they do it? Can they do anything, any damage? But so far, every single time we see a situation like this, it's been a save. Don't give them orbs, don't give them a thing. And this time, it's no different. Well, maybe it is, because Stark's just going right after them, and he had a bullet with Kiko's name, and he's got a bullet with Enzo's name as well.
Well, another Andalusia flawless coming in here for Koi this time around. Now we've got, okay, weapons are up for Team Liquid. Last round was when they were looking to save up a little bit more. Able to buy up in full, sacrificing for a couple of those light shields, but my eyes are on Koi here. You've got a Nightfall, you've got a Rolling Thunder to work with. They have been starting a little bit slower, but this is where they might just pick it up.
Can we have a compilation of Barber just on those on that coaching cam? I think it'll be super entertaining to see what they've actually chat about. But still, it's very aggressive here from Camo, and he comes out on top with a kill. Kiko is in one position, can't really get out, but he's got Yampy for reinforcements, so that will keep him alive for a little bit longer. Koi, press the brakes. Don't fully engage anymore. They've got the numbers. They've got to rethink this.
Hey, initial fast look, it draws a lot of attention over now. Team Liquid fully rotated over towards A, but look at that spike.
Oh, Camo! Aggresses off the back of it again, but only damage to Yampy, not quite the finishing blow. And they drop back to save their lives as they look to pivot towards this B site.
But look how late it is now. Koi, they made so much attention drawn over towards A. Sure, the setup is still here on the side of Nats, but nobody's home.
Off your feet! Yeah. No one is home. Rolling Thunder has to be used. They had no information who was at the back of the site, so it will be taken up. An important ultimate I'm sure they'd love to have on the post-spot, but still, better safe than sorry.
Spike planted.
Multiple on the flank this time around.
There's a tripwire there to cover the ground. And there's two players looking at them, and it's Shadow to take the fight! Spray down, double pickup. And Koi miles ahead in this round, so Team Liquid forced to back out.
Gotta save that operator into the next. A costly round there for Team Liquid as we equalize on the side of Koi and take it even further to find the lead once again. It will be, all things assumed, an Andalusia flawless that will be coming in here for the side of Koi on top of that. Man, I feel like what I'm a little bit nervous about.
Yes.
The fact that last time these two teams faced off, Atlas.
Sure.
It was close. Map 1 on Icebox, though. Kiko had a life game.
Oh, he did. And it's one of those criticizing... that's what Lothar was criticizing on Desk as well, right? And I think a lot of people can criticize it as well. Is that, you know, reliable?
Yeah.
Is that something that can be replicated? And when you're on Team Liquid, a lot of these situations where they've come out on top, where they've won a lot of rounds, is due to individual success.
And then you look at game 2, same situation, but it's Nats that time. Last time they went head-to-head, right? Nats right now, 0-4, haven't seen the value out of that. I know that the calling here for the Team Liquid side hasn't really given Nats the opportunity to really shine either. He's been playing very passive, also getting caught out in some situations. It's the mid look once again here for Kiko, right? Every time he's had the op, it's been this aggressive angle. But no one's been there to bail him out either. And there's two angles that you have to keep an eye on here. He has to back up. I like the more passive play.
It's a matter of being able to trade it. It could have been a double, but he gets out with 30 points of health. Team Liquid might have a chance if they're able to replicate this once more. But again, it's Vandals versus Sheriff, and Kiko doesn't miss. Back on the server again. And he's loving it. Although look at this push from Grabinho. He's going all the way in while the Prowler keeps Kiko busy into market. Yampy aggressing with a short with the Sheriff, but it's Enzo to come up on top instead. So Team Liquid, they're on the highway to victory. Unless Shados is doing anything about it, but he won't. He won't. And Starkser on the other end all by himself is wondering what happened to this round. Mystic has got his number as he found a 90-degree angle to take on. So Team Liquid keep the score close and in equilibrium.
Great timeout to be called there from Team Liquid to find success right off the back of it. The value that we were looking for to come out from the operator finally arriving here for Kiko with that mid control. But now we've got to see him be a little bit more dynamic because Koi, they are going to focus on denying him that angle towards market. They're not going to let him get away for it for free. So now we see the shift over towards B, still playing forward in front of these trips and whatnot, but buy a little bit more time. Then you can move around the map even more.
Oh, look. Cam was actually aggressive really far forwards into mid. And the lot is thrown at Nats here to try and get him out of this position, trying to break the utility. Well, the trip is still alive. And in the meantime, Cam wants to go even further, but get your rifle out, mate! That's his demise. Yampi will take full advantage of it, and it's the B site that Koi are going for. Still, Team Liquid have vacated, looking to retake it together. Might not even allow them to plant, given that there's a rolling thunder in Yampi's hands.
I mean, they're waiting. They're biding their time just a bit more now, just knowing that there's no opportunity to get that down safely.
Wow.
Kiko's just got a sliver to work with, and that's all he needs.
Insane. And it's all down to Kiko and a gap through the smoke. That's a big misplay from Grabinho to smoke that off, leave that gap, and Kiko exploits it to perfection.
And Andalusia Flawless coming in here for Team Liquid. We saw two back-to-back there for Koi. They're doing it right back to him.
Your eyes on this youngster, man. Kiko shining time and time again. Look at that gap. There barely was a pixel visible for him. And then the smoke clears. And it's re-smoked, and it's even a bigger gap. You can't have those mistakes.
I mean, all he knows is that he just has to hold that spike, right? Just deny that. No. Okay. TP'd across, deeper in towards elbow here for Mystic.
Oh, Mystic fancies a fight, takes it head on, and comes out on top. Why not?
Don't stick around for too long, though. They've got two.
Yeah, just want to hold hands in the situation, want to do it all together. You don't want to consider that Mystic is doing it by himself, but that leaves Enzo out to the open. Mystic wants to take vengeance, wants to take revenge, but it's still a 3 versus 3, and Koi have a decision to make. Do they go to the A site? No. They've got someone, the likes of Shados, pushing B, putting pressure, but they've still got a minute to work with, so this round is malleable.
All the defenders on Team Liquid so split up, though. I like the fact that Yampi has so much information with the forward angle towards this A site. The spike's still leaning there. And if he does get caught out, this cross is tricky, but he does have the fault line to work with. Could even rolling thunder if necessary, if he gets swarmed to buy time for the rest of the team.
Which is why I think Yampi's choosing to back off here. There's no reason to take, you know, a risk, given that he's got such a high-flying ultimate.
30 seconds
all the way
left.
across the wrong side of the map.
Exactly
Nats has got a lot of space, but he's gotten the information as well that Team Liquid can hold off this A site. Now, having garage control is massive, but the Neural Theft has shown his position. He's going to have to close up the gap here, up against his own cage, and he pushes even further. A very aggressive play by Stark, so shuts down Kiko, and that it doesn't allow Yampi to cross over. He has to go through mid. Yampi rolling thunder. Shados has to die here. 4 seconds. Nats to interrupt it. It's again Team Liquid winning off the interruption of the spike plant. And Stark, so yes, you're alive for a little longer, the final man standing, but that means to naught if you're not able to get that spike down on time.
Time seemingly being the worst enemy of Koi in these situations, just not biding themselves enough to comfortably actually work towards a site a couple of rounds now. Team Liquid, they force a timeout out of Koi this time around. And you're looking over towards these cams. A little bit of that frustration. You can see it in the coach's booth.
And I don't blame them for pulling a timeout.
Showstopper available here for Kiko.
And it's going to be used straight out of the bat.
Hey, they're changing the pace up, you know, going for that faster hit.
But no one is nearby. So he throws down a showstopper. It doesn't quite break a trip either. Nats finds a shot onto Shadow as he gets affected by a trip. So that causes troubles to Koi. How does he even push forwards from this? One of the trips is broken, so Koi allowed onto site. Nats is thinking of it. He's got reinforcements as well. Nightfall. It's really strong from Stark, so but he's paranoid, so he can't really take advantage of it. All they're doing is delaying right now. Koi don't have the numbers. They need a pick from this, and I think Shados has got to be the player to interrupt this from happening. Kiko leads the charge. Nats has to drop back. Koi buying so much time. So the top clock is working in favor of Koi, but the kills aren't. Shados now looking to stop it all from happening. Starkso in the smoke. Heroic work from him. But it's still an equilibrium. 2 versus 2. And Shados spraying towards the spike. Not on it anymore, but they don't have the info. Mystic supremacy, triple kill. Team Liquid look to grab a 7th round before the half ends.
Miscommunication to go for such an aggressive swing after you see Stark so spot nobody on that spike, no danger, not even halved in that regard. And with a tricky smoke like that, not even the ability to get those trades down. Team Liquid guaranteed a lead going into the second half. Now, whoa. Look at, okay, I know we're seeing the hype replays right now, but I cannot wait until the teams come back up on screen for you guys. See what the weapon situation is here because, okay, no, never mind. Yeah, no, they are doing it. They are running the double off.
What? Look, we've seen Kiko on it. He's been insane, but Mystic's got to show us what he's got. But it's Nats that might be in contention first with a Phantom up close and personal, but it's Camo to win out the fight. Kiko close with it as well. Has to back out with the assistance with the Blast Pack fault line. Does barely avoid him, and he's able to save his life and fight for this retake.
Okay, but retake with double off. Difficult looks here.
That's massive. Kiko closing up the gap. He had the right idea, but the execution wasn't quite there. So we're still at a standstill state with 3 versus 3 and Koi playing an aggressive placement onto this B site.
Surely they just saved this though, no?
No, they're not.
Oh wait, no,
They're
it's 7 to
feeling it.
5.
And with the From the Shadows available, this is Mystic trying to find information to help his team to move in. He doesn't stick it because he has been shut down. Enzo finds the first pick, 2 more to go, and Team Liquid might be able to perform a retake here. Paranoia used, doesn't pick a single player. Starkso and Shados play this together. 2 former world champions with 2 different teams look to work together in tandem to make this all work from them. Mystic, though, is the all-well denier. He's got the defuse in, but I'm not quite sure if he's got the time. It's a close one, and it's Koi to come out on top.
What a way to end that there, right down to the wire. And quick maths, I had me lost in the sauce. I was just like, okay, they've got 2 operators. Didn't even realize it was the 12th round of the first half. And that's a risky gamble to buy 2 ops into that last round when you know those retakes are what you've been mainly looking towards.
And that was a point-blank play with the operator. You can't do those that easy.
No, it's insane. I mean, that's so difficult.
Look,
like
the reactions from Koi here, like they thought the round was over for them, but they ended up winning it because the fuse didn't come underway. So there was a big wave of emotions back and forth on the coaching staff of Koi. And I assume for everybody watching as well, that could have gone anywhere, in any direction. But for Team Liquid now, as they move into the attack, Koi onto defense, it's a different situation where Team Liquid can control the pace of this game and Koi have to prevent it.
Koi. They've been so good on pistol rounds as well. Exactly what they need to even the score early on. Team Liquid already flooded onto this B site.
That Paranoia is actually strong. Enzo's killed off and no longer able to put that spike into the ground. And with the smoke deteriorating, that's when Shados and Starkso can start raining bullets upon them. It's clean! Not only is it clean, it is flawless. And Andalathea flawless to give themselves the first pistol of this half. And it's definitely the right direction for them, 1 round away from Team Liquid.
What do you do on the side of Team Liquid at this point? I mean, neck and neck, looking towards Sunset. This is the Koi pick. So to be able to try and equalize this early on, good looks into the second half. But overall, I mean, we are seeing a different version of both these teams, I think.
We are.
Like, the pacing is very different.
Yes.
The tempo there, a big change from the original matchup that we saw between these 2 teams.
100%. Koi, a lot more snappy, a lot more fast-paced, a lot proactively thinking, a lot more proactively thinking. I guess we saw that more on the attack than we are going to see it on defense, but it could be signs of them to follow. But still, this is Team Liquid taking some fights here, and Koi aren't going to shy away from them for a second. It's a Camo highlight reel as he pads up his stats. And Yampi forced to drop back due to the immense amount of pain. Camo, it's going to be a full-on ace for the man, as Koi find themselves at an equal state with Team Liquid.
Gotta love the eco ace coming in here for Koi. Great for the momentum and great to cycle into that showstopper too. Now just 2 away here for Camo, and they have been playing for those extremities. So Team Liquid, if they don't look to contest this A orb, you could likely see Camo looking to abuse that. Try and cycle this ultimate up into the anti-eco round of Team Liquid.
Yeah, Camo has been one of those players least talked about, I think. From everyone looking at Koi. He's definitely been a strong prospect. And, I mean, now definitely able to show it. Obviously, that was against pistols, but if he continues to find power like this against some of the biggest prodigies to have graced VCT EMEA this year, like Kiko, it's quite the task.
What do we got to work with here?
We've got Nats on
That
Garage.
is a dodgy position.
It is.
Back it off at the very least. The camo still keeping elbow control here.
You can really tell he's tempted to go for a peek there.
Got the information with the Roomba at the very least. That boom bot coming through.
That's true. So Shadow makes the call. Drop half, mate. Don't go too far forwards. And they drop back even further into the site. That Penshaw's actually immaculate with the C's, but it's not quite in their direction. They have plenty of room to spare. But Starkso closing up the distance. He's got his thing in it, and that does well in close proximity. But at the same time, Team Liquid are moving away from it.
I mean, that elbow play was just about buying control and time on Koi.
Shadow now turns his attention towards
30
it. It
seconds
might be
left.
the right moment for them to swing, but Nats now moving in the direction of the smoke as Team Liquid push onto the site. Paranoia stopping them from pushing. 20 seconds, and it's actually this time Team Liquid's turn to be in time travel. But Nats on the lurk will be all too dangerous. Spike on site, and Shadow looks to stop them from getting in. Kiko and Enzo, as well as the rest of Team Liquid players, look to collect them one by one. And that was the Flawless once again, and it's Team Liquid with the lead.
And Koi had such interesting positioning there. The clock ran down so low. And lots of opportunity. It should have been tight, but the coordination to come out from Team Liquid winning out those gunfights changed everything. Now, looking into this next round here. Pavlos.
Yes.
Again, we've seen the change of pace.
Yes,
I feel
we
like we haven't seen that much mid-focus here coming out from Team Liquid in the beginning rounds, but now we're looking for a little bit more of that diligence to try and put that pressure down, see the dark cover going out, and even just the presence of the Haunt alone to try and find some of that space or put some of that pressure here on towards Koi.
Definitely keeps them on their feet.
The thing is, you have a cam watching through, so you have all the information you need as far as how far, how deep they've actually pushed past.
Yeah, unless you smoke that, you can't really give the illusion to Koi that you have crossed. But they know it. Again, slow-paced as ever. Spread out.
And Cam was always consistently so far up towards A main, watching the long angle. Alongside the one way, of course, to assist with some of that delay. But it's a lot of information, a lot of early map control on the right side of the map here for Koi.
Camo looks to back out of there. A lot of pressure put in his direction, but no reactions from Koi. They're actually sticking into place. 45 seconds in, this is where Kiko looks to push forwards. He has been able to sidestep Mystic there to introduce some chaos into the mix. Grabinho not able to find a second kill, and Mystic is coming alive. He's been criticized, he's been scrutinized, but he's here to stay, and he's back on the server with a lot more kills.
2v4 situation here.
And Shadow's looking to lead the charge into this one, and he's able to open it up. Yampi no more. And Shadow looks to find more Nats. He's incredible on the Cypher, and even more so on the Guardian. And with a flank in the making, with the likes of Mystic, this is making this all too difficult for Shados. And I don't want to be in his shoes at all. Nobody does. And with the dire economical state that Koi is in right now, he has to draw back, he has to save, maybe find a kill as consolidation, maybe not that even. It's Mystic with the final kill, and Team Liquid keep on winning on this attack.
Not even a hero rifle to get carried over here for Koi. Team Liquid looking clinical, much cleaner than we had seen them before. I think the last two matches, Team Liquid, they did have pop-off moments from individual players. Of course, we are still seeing those pop-off moments right now. 14-8 there for Mystic. You know, smiles on the side of Team Liquid, celebration, and a little bit of stress there on the side of Koi, but...
I'm not great at lip reading, but that wasn't Sunshine Raybuzz out of the mouth of Baba.
Get him.
But still, Team Liquid, major time ahead, right? With this victory, they just increase their lead even further. They're expected to.
Yeah, I guarantee the double digits at the very least are on the side of Team Liquid, but growing that gap as far as the scoreboard goes. Koi looking to play these numbers. The gamble stack over towards this A site, the crossfire as well, that trap play, but Team Liquid, they're not knocking on that door.
And that smoke gives more room to Team Liquid than anybody else would have thought. You know, with that smoke, you kind of allude to the idea that they'll be playing in aggressively. So Starkzo's going to have to hold it back in case he hears any commotion in this direction. Paranoia shot down instantly. So it's still an illusion as to how far deep they are in mid. And instead, they take up a B space, in which they'll gladly take to themselves.
Yeah, I mean, Shados was close enough
Yeah.
to get that read, got the call back over here, but Koi, they have to play together. They do have a showstopper in the hands of Camo.
That smoke single-handedly making Koi so scared of a mid-crunch. Everybody's looking here. Well, 3 out of 4.
I mean, so consistently, there has been a late wrap.
It is. And Mystic gets caught. Camo's got a showstopper. What are the chances here? 1 out of 10.
I don't think they're going for it. You can tell from this call alone that
Yeah, they're dropping back.
they're just looking to isolate right now. Just keep Team Liquid stuck. Try to whittle down some of that economy. Get those picks with the exit out towards B main.
And with that, the spike explodes, and we're back in it. Yampi doesn't lose his life, so that's 1 rifle less on the side of Team Liquid, but no more all points to go to the Blue Stallions. But this time around, we've got a buy round, and I think this is where things get a little bit dicey. Koi, they drop this, they'll be in trouble, in economical trouble, and they really cannot afford that to happen. Otherwise, Team Liquid might be closing out their own map pick a little bit too quickly.
No, Grabinho also the one to be on this operator. I think the Omen operator is something that can definitely be creative. You can reposition there with the Shrouded Step, not nearly as quickly as a Raze or a Jet or a Chamber. But then the other fear is, okay, you have to get those timings with cycling the smokes for your team as well, where you're then left unscoped. You can't keep watching that angle.
And Team Liquid, yet again, with this mid control, keep Koi split to 2 sides.
Slow looks, changing the pacing here.
When Kiko is looking on a lurk, you can never be comfortable given that Nats could be on any given angle. I mean, sorry, Camo is on the lurk. You can never expect, well, you can never deal or be comfortable to deal with Nats. Still, it is a right-hand side they're looking to go into, and there's a fault line there to help keeping Starkzo in one area. Showstopper was enabled, but it's by Camo instead. A little bit over-aggressive, but it clears out Garage and gives the call to his team to head to this A site quickly to defend, because there's only 40 seconds remaining, and Team Liquid might be in trouble if they're not quick enough.
I mean, going for this short push.
But Koi put their forces together. They're putting themselves into all in one corner. Kiko is able to deal with one as he quickly finds himself on the side, but Koi is the team that wins most of these trades. But there's 2 players on the other side of the map, and Shados has got to play the patience game.
Split up now. Mystic's just gonna have to take that TP and get out.
They don't
What
know
is this?
where that was. It's
No.
trying to keep the Koi players over to this B side, but they might have made the wrong call because they're out into the open for Camo to collect, and Koi are finally back in contention.
Not enough information for that, especially when you know that the cavalry should have arrived over towards A. Maybe assuming that Nats did enough to distract over towards B to keep some of those rotations from coming over.
I think the cam there from Team Liquid was from Team Liquid, yeah, was crucial over on that B site. Knowing that there's no one TP'd in that direction, they were comfortable to keep 3 players on the A site defense.
No matter what, though, in those situations, you do decide to stick together as 3 when you have those numbers. But a good shout regardless. Protocoling this Prowler out. Start of information, though, with the tuck.
That fault line is so scary time and time again, but it's Grabinho that ends up picking off Kiko as it's anticipated from the Koi side.
I mean, hook, line, and sinker, right? I feel like something that Koi have done so well is kind of just bait into some of that operator.
Yampi's going on a rampage right now, and he might be able to keep it going. Shados puts him to the dirt, so enough funny business from him as Team Liquid look to move into this B site. Yes, the Shados nearby, but he's going to have to wait and fall back with his team because Grabinho is miles away.
At the very least, that neural theft does give a little bit of that security, a bit of that information.
Team Liquid are going to aggress even further. They're in within the smoke, and Shados going to have to deal with this. He's expecting it, but Nats is quicker to the trigger. Starkzo trying to find back the space. Shadow trying to spray into that smoke, but no one from Koi is finding a pick. But Grabinho is now on the fight. on the lurk. Operator's shot chimed, but it's Shadow with the pick. Starkzo knows where Natsus gives the call, but it's Enzo there to assist. Oh, Starkzo is there to help. Nats is low, but he's surrounded. The map closes in on him. And that's Koi on the defuse, right back into winning ways.
Clean swings coming out from Koi to get the trades and find the retake here to take us one away from tying things up into the second half. Team Liquid, I mean, again, good looks. They've been good at finding the space on the attack, being able to secure that plant. Koi's diligence has been really good as far as the coordination, the spacing there when they move in together.
Yeah, and I think Koi have been really good at reading how Liquid like to play it, what their early crunches are going to be. A lot of nice anticipated set plays that they had the perfect counters to, and this round was a perfect example, not allowing Kiko to move in, interrupting, finding early numbers. And again, we're looking at an A-side push, a slightly different variation, a bit of a rouge, as the mid push is what follows.
I mean, right now, I think even Yampi just showing this presence over towards A. He's the one with the Rolling Thunder, right? Trying to...
Oh, Mystic takes the fight against an op. And the Omen diff shows up. Shadow able to barely get away, but he's being chased after. Team Liquid going directly to this A site. Enzo is alone. He needs to maintain his composure and group up with the team, because if he died there, it would have been terrible for them. Shade also wants to go for in the fight, but Mystic has got that angle covered. Picks up the op for himself and says, this bad toy is mine to use, and I'll use it as much as I want. Shadow says, yeah, enough of that. But still, it's Team Liquid that have guaranteed themselves at least an 11th round here, as off the back of Mystic's openings.
And no money really to work with here on the side of Koi. I mean, they do have enough to buy into the next round, but it will rely on Camo keeping the full shield, keeping this weapon into the next to be able to toss one of those guns over towards Shados. So an 11th round here for Team Liquid. And okay, I know you're looking at this team and we're like, okay, the spacing's good, the timing is good, the weapon now denied here in the hands of Camo, so no ability to buy into Shados into the next round. But Mystic is having a game today.
He definitely is. I think he's heard the criticizing of his performances so far, hearing that, okay, the only player off of the Apex core, off of the old Fnatic core as well, it's Kiko, right? Well, not the old Fnatic core for Kiko, but Mystic himself and Enzo not quite able to find the same performances. And Mystic took that personally, and he's showing it in this performance so far. Timeout necessary. This next round lies on another. I think Yampi's turn now. Team Liquid enter this attack on a very split approach. Lurk in the making for Nats, but Team Liquid look to take up this B space.
Not so patient. Always knowing that that Prowler is going to come out. Defaulted there by Stark. So, okay, here's where we kick it to high gear.
And it's a matter of not using all the ultimates at the same time. They know the B site is open. Yampi not needing to use a Rolling Thunder himself, but Nat's being called off. That was a big haymaker this round for Team Liquid that they won't have for later.
We might see Mystic try to wrap back around towards mid, though, a little bit later into the post plant.
But Koi take a time to regroup, recalibrate. Nightfall drops and Kiko's position notified. Camo, he's got himself a nice position and a potential good crunch, but Kiko is in big trouble and he'll get dismantled. Koi, they've got a lot of players now. They've got so much, but the Rolling Thunder will stand 2 players up, and because of the smoke, they won't feel too comfortable to push forwards. They're waiting for Mystic to come through, but Grabinho reads it. Rolling Thunder wrapped back for a response. Yampi destroyed. Enzo remains, but not for long. Koi survive with all of their players and get the round, get the equalizer, and stay alive in this map.
And Andaluthia flawless on the side of Koi to take them to double digits. Absolutely what they needed with, again, that money situation. We needed to see them carry as much over into this round. And to top it all off, they get to recover that operator. Just the sweet cherry on top of the situation. You get the celebrations here, but you can also see, I feel like out of all the coaching duos, that is like the most like bro duo out there too.
We're biased casters now. Yeah, that's it. We're sold on Koi for their coaching stuff, that is. But still, it's Koi winning that round is exactly what they needed. We talked about the stakes of it. And now they're back in contention. This is still anyone's game. So the coin flip round goes to Koi and Team Liquid back into a difficult position.
Difference too is Kiko used that showstopper last round and Camo's no cycled up to his.
Starkso ready and waiting for this mid crunch. Doesn't quite have quick reinforcement. Shados would be the next player to contest.
There.
But he doesn't have much cover. Re-smoked. Into the smoke they go. Gets one before it drops, but that's a lot of information. 3 players recovered, but they do drop back just a little.
Taking out Mystic is key here, though. The fact that they no longer have smokes to work with here on Team Liquid.
How much of a difference will it truly make?
I think it's a higher value trade.
And Yampi doesn't have flashes anymore. So dry peaks, unsmoked peaks. They're going to have to take this together, coordinated. Shadow, he's got everything to his disposal apart from his Rolling Thunder.
30 seconds left.
And there's a flank in the making of the likes of Yampi that nobody currently is reading. Camo no more, Yampi on the flank, and there's nothing Koi could have done about it. Grabinho, with the ghost in hand, gets true out of nowhere, and Kiko left in the hot seat. Has to run away, they chase right after him, but Grabinho continues with the ghost.
A 3K with the pistol here for Koi.
That's dirty.
It's absolutely insane, especially
disgusting.
when you had the fact that Yampi was flanking around through mid, finds 2, and the fact that you're just able to shift the round completely.
We'll see that again. Okay, yes, he had the help of Shadows behind him, sure. All right, he wasn't playing that fight alone. But the fact that it's Grabinho to do it with a pistol is just disrespectful.
Right after he throws the op out of his hand, too. I don't know
He's
if
like,
you noticed
I don't
that.
want this gun.
I mean, he was trying to swap out to the rifle to play a better 1v12. You know, his re-entry back into the VCT circuit.
Right indeed.
Then he's also in that IGL slot this time around as well.
But Starkso's living life right now. Team Liquid. Mid presence. Koi respect it, and it's back to a triple A double B stack.
Okay. Denying this one away.
It's the same stun, but this time it misses. And crucially enough, that means that Kiko is able to find the pick. Camo looking to go right after him. And with the showstopper, it picks up Nats as well. So topsy-turvy, it looked like Kiko had the opening for Team Liquid, but instead it's for Koi. But look at the flank. The Starks are going all the way around, and nobody's looking in that direction. That's a spray down. It could have been a second kill, but it isn't, as Yampi gets a pick on the other front. So Koi vacate. They know they've got the numbers. Now they've got to play the trading game.
And look how much pressure Koi were able to make now on this duo here in Enzo and Mystic. Shifting back over towards this A site. Starkso ran all the way back towards B just in case.
It's Cameron Garage, making sure that no one is pushed up to spawn or mid. Instead, Team Liquid look to push towards the A site. Shadow spots one, I think, on the mini-map. Shadow is all he has to do is wait and hide. He has to be cleared. And nobody's cleared him just
He heard a step.
Step 30 seconds, Shadows peeks out. That's one pick. Looks to run away, but Mystic trades 30 seconds. Mystic has got to do it alone. Vandal upgraded, 25 seconds. Spike left behind, but there's also Starkso in mid he has to care for.
He wants to wrap back around, but with 20 seconds on the clock, the spike down.
Shadow, I think, has revealed himself already, but Mystic is looking in his direction.
He doesn't have time for this.
They've been teammates before, but he has to read his teammates' game plan
10
soon.
seconds left.
And I don't think he has at all. 7 seconds to spare. Shadow just plays the patience game, and all he needs to do now is swing and put Mystic to sleep. Map point for Koi on their own map pick. Sunset is 1 round away from being theirs.
Team Liquid have been making them work for it, though. The fact that this opener was everything in the hands of Camo, not only to equalize, to find the numbers advantage and stall out that fast start that Team Liquid were looking for on the execution. One more round. Still able. we just heard Emil, he's behind.
Emil was like, he's behind you, but they can't hear you, mate. I'm sorry. And that's not how it works. You need a timeout for that, and you can't time out mid-round. Team Liquid take up mid-space. We don't have to say how important this round is for them. And overtime, perhaps, Koi looking for revenge in this series, as they did lose the first head-to-head. But Team Liquid have got so much more expectations on them. They're reigning EMEA champs. Losing this map will definitely put pressure on them. It's not the series yet, I know. We can't get ahead of ourselves. But it's a good start, a good step in the right direction. Nightfall towards that A site. How many defenders does it bait in that area? how much more are they looking to push? Prowler sent towards them. Shados wanting to take a fight here into market, but Mystic wins the fight. Yes, a couple of players of the Team Liquid side are low, but they've been able to keep their lives intact.
Having to fall off now, but Camo cuts off the rotation.
He's been huge this game. Shados, gatekeeper of this B site, and he's got the cam knowing that no one has pushed thus far. Paranoid doesn't even matter. Shados switched to the cam, knows that Yampy is aggressed forwards. He's got full information over him because he's got the cam looking at him.
He's just
PM
toying.
at this point. He's big brother. And Yampy can't hide away. In the smoke he goes, in his attempt to conceal his position, and now he's got teammates to work with. Enzo tries to confront, but he hasn't got anyone to help him. Miscommunication perhaps, but Grabinho now is in the fight, and he's got the flank. Spike down onto the ground. Yampy can't do a thing as he's blinded. Koi, 13 to 11. Close out map number 1.
Sunset, their map pick here for Koi. It was tight and
We've already got some anticipation, some expectations, which Team Liquid were able to win 13 to 10. The question is, can they replicate it?
I don't know, because Kiko had a life game on that map, right? He was 37 and 16, and you can't rely on the performance every single time.
And given that it was so close and you don't have that high-flying performance, it really could mean Koi has a real chance in this series. A 2-0. Chat might have been on a little bit of too much hopium, voting heavily in favor of Team Liquid, but it truly is anyone's game on this elimination matchup in kickoff, as the push towards the B site has already taken place. Spike now only making its way towards that area, and Camo is very, very deep into this B site.
I mean, we saw this before. Camo loves taking advantage of this space, especially with there only being one angle here towards mid to watch.
Camo has been spotted.
Okay. But he also spotted out too.
And Yampy's right above him. And TP out. Back to safety.
It's all about biding that time, right? Because for Team Liquid, they don't know if anyone was pushed up with Camo.
Could have been anybody else as well in the cubby, but they've cleared it now, and now they can focus onto the site, take that walk and do a lot, and it's going to interrupt from anybody doing any damage to the person defusing. Mystic still on it, but nobody in yellow to stop him. He's still stuck it, and that's going to be Kiko to hold down the line. All was required is to hold that stick on the defuse, and that's the round for Team Liquid with no one from the team still alive.
I love the creativity with that wall from Mystic. The perfect angle to get that defuse down. And sure, there were gaps in it, but not big enough for Koi to even push back through either, really leaving them to funnel over towards yellow, where the rest of Team Liquid had their eyes and weapons set and drawn in that area. You could see how nicely done that was.
If he had a fraction of a second, Starkso or even, I don't know, anyone could have dealt with him there. I think it was Starkso and Shadow, both with the opportunity to do so. Just half a second, maybe less.
Fortunately, you can't turn back the clock.
Nope.
Just the fear of even trying to push up through that angle too. Like, they did manage to fit in at the end, but man, it's a narrow fight that you don't want to be taking as we head into the next round. You have Camo on the Outlaw is what it looks like here. Oh no, that's just a Marshall. No, it is the Outlaw. Okay, I see the double barrel there.
Kiko has one as well. They're chilling.
My eyes are bad, man.
That's all right. It's okay to be old. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. All right, let's.
Definitely not the oldest one on the broadcast.
Yeah, I'm definitely done. Never going to be casting with Ash again. But for now, Koi, they've settled into this A-site push. And Kiko holding this line of fire will rip Grabinho's face to pieces. Camo, that's so sneaky, and that's his low, and that could be a free upgrade. And he's trying to play the time! Oh, he's healed up, but barely Camo gets the kill in time. Team Liquid, though, are on top as they've gotten the rest of the kills on this A site. They push simultaneously. Shadow finds a pick onto Yampy, and there's not much left for Koi to do.
No, look how far up Mystic is pushed.
Especially given that there's this flank and then make it. And there you go, 2-0 for Team Liquid.
Nice start there. Good map control for Team Liquid to regroup and find there down into that 3v2. Now weapons out, and you can probably hear the crowd chanting in the back as well here for the Stallions. Lots of fans here within the Riot Games arena down in Berlin, Germany. But we're still frosty in the server. We're still on Icebox.
Oh yes, that we are. Very frosty indeed. Team Liquid warm, though, on their hands as they found themselves 2 rounds. Koi, on the other hand, have to play catch-up, and this is a round to do it. Might look to aggress early towards this A site. Fake TP, which does alert the bells here for Team Liquid. Enzo dropping back from it.
Now leaning over towards this A site here. Quiet creep up from 3 members of Koi. You've got a 3 stack on the side of Team Liquid as well. That mid control is entirely in the hands of Yampy.
Oh, it's a dry peek and it's a slow one, which allows Yampy to get a double kill. This is not what Koi wanted at all. And Team Liquid have dismantled this attack. Gravino has to play catch up here. The war just delaying them even further. Rotations could potentially come in, but there's 1 minute to spare, so you can't really afford to rotate over, given that Koi could also do the same.
They also want to keep pushing towards A. They don't want to allow Team Liquid to pick up these guns.
Crossover. Mystic! Clean with it. And Gravino spotted, but not quite peeked up. Enzo instead takes a chunk of health off of himself. And Koi double backing. This could potentially be a 3-0 start for Team Liquid, and every second ticking makes it more and more likely.
I mean, Kiko just finds so much value with this angle down towards mid. Just cutting off the rotation in full. Team Liquid know that Koi are stuck over towards A main at this point.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Team Liquid went for the chase as well. You've got Yampy on a Sheriff, you've got Kiko on an Outlaw, Mystic and Nats both having lesser than optimal weapons to carry over to the next round. Well, Mystic has found himself a Vandal for the upgrade, but the chase will come in and Koi will try and interrupt it, but no one's gone in for the chase. Now they will, and Starkzer will keep himself alive, barely does so indeed. So rifles, a couple of them carried over for Koi.
A couple of them carried over, but a lot left to be desired here. Because they're looking over towards the side of Koi as well. And in these kits, there's no opportunity within your duelist to get some sort of eco ultimate up to cycle in, which is, I think, the tough part here. Big trade-off when you have like a Raze or a Jet on your side, like you do in Kiko on the side of Team Liquid.
Right there.
That TP this time was heard. This time not a fake, so still Team Liquid wary of that position as Koi looks to push through mid. Kitchen is covered. Koi a little bit more angsty with their movement right now. Of course, it's a bit of a push and pull. Try and draw Team Liquid out, bait out Killjoy utility. Push in mid, Stark, so unsuccessful with the pick, so it has to drop back. I mean, with rifles available, you got to see Starkzer and Grabinho find kills here, otherwise it's all done and lost. And that's exactly what happened. Starkzer lose the gun, and that's even an upgrade for Yampy. He'll be happy to take that.
Normally you want numbers with those hero rifles as well, so someone can at least pick it up when you do go down.
All hope lies on Grabinho right now as he's close to this fight together with Camo. Takes a ton of health off from that shock dart.
Shadow somehow survives. Takes a lot of damage for it.
Yeah, this round is pretty much done unless Koi are able to find some Sheriff kills, especially given that Yampy is on this back line and nobody's checking him. Spray onto the first, Shadow's got to turn around, but he won't be able to do so in time. Yampy wants more kills, wants better statistics at the end of this game. It's Enzo with a double to close it all off. No survivors for Koi as Team Liquid grab another round and a 4-round lead.
Yeah, he still was talking about the momentum that would have been on the side of Koi after that first map, and Team Liquid just shoving that right in their face.
They've literally come off of that break angry, you know, they're frustrated. How on earth did they let that map leave them? And this is Enzo putting a lot of emphasis on the morale of this team. Definitely needed. There were a lot of shaking faces by the end of Sunset. So this is exactly the right attitude entering the second map.
Aggressive looks that Steel was talking about as well for Team Liquid, not even allowing Koi to really get that hot start on their executions. And now Kiko cycling up into that operator, watching the long angle, this time around towards B. The team Koi leaning over towards this A site, so comfortable. You've got Nats in an incredible lurk position, and then the backup of that barrier behind him, they'll know if they rotate over.
Well, this A-side push, Team Liquid are notified of it. Enzo does call the rest of the team over. That's exactly what they will do. One left behind, Grabinho on the bottom side of the map, catches off Nats. Massive grab of the lurk, and numbers advantage for Koi.
Okay, but the lockdown's coming in now.
And Yampi's able to find the first pick, but the fact that Camo has enough of ground to his advantage brings his team right back on top, but not for long. Hunter's Fury used, no on the spike, but he needs to find a tag. Careful of the left-hand side, he's spread out Kiko, able to readjust. Shadow shuts down his former teammate, and now there's two left. Quick on the trigger, Shadows comes in as well. Koi get themselves on the board.
Bait there for Shadow as well to throw out that Hunter's Fury, sure, looking to maybe try and tag one, but the realistic part of that was to try and bait Team Liquid into pushing forward.
And that's what you need. You need your leader, lead from the front. You can see so much has been done to get them back in. And then from everything we've seen so far, Koi, all they need is an inch to find themselves a streak of rounds.
Okay, Team Liquid still have the advantage though, right now. What do we have to work with? Enzo's got the Odin on.
Placing swarm grenade.
This time around, you still have an op in hand here for Kiko as well. Light shield alongside it. Sole holder of the A site. First time he's shifted over from mid and B.
I mean, for Kiko, it's a waiting game. It's just a matter of time if someone comes to his proximity. And it looks like that might end up being the case.
I mean, there's so much early map control here for Team Liquid, right? Again, early sage wall that goes out towards B main, uncontested. Then you've got Yampi, a full hold towards this mid side with his utility there on the Killjoy, and Kiko just looking so deep over towards belt. They're so aware too, trying to walk the close angle.
For sure. Hunter's Fury, use that from Enzo. Eager to find a pick, and he does. Shadow no more. Sova v Sova comes out on top for Team Liquid. Kiko has been blocked off and can't do a thing with the operator, so Koi do get site control. So, still, it's Team Liquid under pressure, even though they've got the numbers. They're going to be pushing forwards. Grabinho in this cove, together with a spike plant. Nat is the one to get a pick, though, but Grabinho comes alive on top! 3 to his name, but now he needs to get the spike down, and Mystic is there to interrupt it all himself. Readjustment, but Shados trades, and it's down to Kiko. The Prodigy on the task again. Shados on the spike pump, but cuts it all off to cut Kiko's head. And Koi double it all up.
It got scrappy, it got dirty there towards the A site, but Koi survived in that kind of environment. And Grabinho was the one to completely turn the fight around here for the team. But because of how close that was, again, tough buy here for both sides. Sure, everything in full for the most part, sacrificing maybe a little bit.
And that energy
utility
from Koi is just
Yeah.
contagious. Baba, how many times are you going to fall off your seat, mate?
Can we get a Barbar chair counter?
We have to.
Fake teleport.
I'm gonna keep track of how many times it happens over the season. But okay, Kiko's just walking straight up. He's by himself. He's like, okay, you know what? They haven't really contested mid that much. Sure.
Just close up the gap. He can find some damage with a right click classic, but Camo not giving him an inch.
Nope.
Here.
And this
Would
is
have maybe
perfect.
expected him to maybe work towards an orb instead, but I mean, Koi tends to be more focused on the extremities anyways, so.
And the best case scenario for Ko here is winning this round without using those ultimates. They know they're up against a weaker buy. But, you know, if it means that they guarantee a round, I do see them using it.
Love to see what happens. Oh, Cookie crumbles. Yampi at the very least. Outlaw in hand. Tricky position here for a Killjoy. Flashed out as well. And discovered with that recon ping, but Koi not actually going to go and press it.
No.
Got Shados lurking over towards this A site. The thing is, Team Liquid, Enzo, and Mystic have yet to move an inch.
No, they haven't. And the Outlaw can do so much from this distance. And now all of a sudden, Team Liquid might be finding themselves a victory in this round that it just shouldn't be 25 seconds. But Mystic loses himself within the madness of the war. And Yampi's closed up the distance with the Outlaw. He's going to use it like a shotgun. Mate, we know it's double barrel, but it's not meant for this moment. He doesn't care, though. And he gets out of the lockdown nets together with Yampi, tasked with the 2v2 retake.
Got a retake wall to work with here too.
They know one's on site, only just planting the spike, so they know Starkzone is right beneath us, but he's able to reposition, and Shados is there to help out. Nat has only got a Ghost, but we saw Ghost work of Supreme prior to this match, but it won't be coming in this particular round. Starkzone, 3 kills to his name, comes alive, and puts Koi on 3 rounds themselves.
His post plan's looking so comfortable. chaining these rounds together here on the side of Koi. Team Liquid started off 4-0. Koi 1 away from equalizing.
The thing is, I don't think this round should have gotten so out of hand for Koi. This got way too close for comfort.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see that the heart rate is off the roof here for the coaches of Koi. This can't be healthy.
I don't know, it absolutely can't be. But I mean, all the players I feel like do rave about the Outlaw and how strong it can be in the right scenarios. Kiko, this angle, tricky, but nobody home. So much information found at the very least.
Sneaky.
Who's next?
There's another guy that's going sneaky. That's Camo.
I mean,
Gives himself a way of backing off.
scoping out the lay of the land here over towards the B site. Nobody home.
A lot of information allows the team to just move in. Odin doing a lot, but there's also presence in mid that they need to look out for. Viper's Pit, perfect for Koi, but they haven't quite gotten the spike down, and Team Liquid looking to contest. They're all nearby, apart from Kiko, and they're looking away from him. But with an operator in a Viper's Pit, definitely not the right weapon for it. Look at Shadow. Oh my god, Shadow is being so sneaky right now, is able to find one, but Enzo not able to find the reply just in time. Enters the Viper's Pit, but it's going to be traded all out 3 versus 3. Team Liquid, though, under pressure in time. Nats, though, here to save the day. The spike wasn't even planted, so it means it's all under control for Team Liquid, unless Koi finds a miracle. Krabinho backs off. Tries to get the lay of the land,
left.
figure out where everybody's hiding out, but Kiko's got a waiting game. He's got the operator, and this long distance favors him. Grabinho needs magic, but he cannot find it. Instead, it's Nats to find himself on the board for 3 times this round, and Team Liquid back into winning ways.
Okay, back in the driver's seat here for Team Liquid, shutting down the momentum that Koi were looking to build. Man, this got so tricky. I mean, sure, the Viper's Pit goes down, but just not being able to secure the plant just due to the util dump alone on the side of Team Liquid.
It was so rough. And
So
Team Liquid,
uncomfortable.
Kill them.
they were comfortable in all that moment. It felt like, at least, especially with Shadow on the flank and the Viper's Pit. I thought that was all over for Team Liquid, but Nats just did Nats things. He just popped off.
So look here for this round, though. We're all up. Just a 3-1-1 split. Got the lurk on the other side of the map here from Shados.
Mystic's got an angle covered. He knows there's always a gap here he can work with, but
Yeah, he saw Starkso crossover too. Just looks to fully back up. Not looking to get Swarm, play the numbers for the advantage with that weaponry. And Kiko's just running over with the op. That's Toxic Screen just about to drop.
this is not the best case scenario here for Koi. If they get the plant, at least they've got Starkso's ultimate together with the Shadows as well to try and rain them onto Team Liquid.
Just waiting for that Toxic Screen to cycle back up here for Rubinho.
And it'll definitely shut Kiko's sight line from this one. At least they've got Mystic nearby, and he can do all the delaying possible, 40 seconds, and they need to move in quickly before this Toxic Screen wears off, but they're looking to push even further. Kiko might be in trouble. Camo finding an outlaw shot onto him, keeping the team alive in this round. It's still a 4 versus 4. Mystic needs to back off. Weird angle on the wall, gets spotted, and forced to drop back himself. Still, Koi, they need to get the spike plant, but they're not going for the B site take. They're going all the way around to this A site, given that Shados has cleared it out himself. Stex was still doing damage in mid, and there's also the lurk from Yampi trying to hold it all off, and he's successful in doing so. It's going to be a 2 versus 3 here.
And secured here for Koi as well. Look at the timing right now. You've got Yampi wrapping back around. The 2 players on Koi towards A just have to live.
And I don't think they would expect him to be here this quickly. Krabinho not looking in the right direction. He will now its peak. Just spotted him. 40 points of health remaining on him. Shados on the flank. Mystic cannot pass even with a ghost on the defuse though. He's not faking it. You've got to peek it here, Krabinho, and that's exactly what he does. A thrifty round from Koi, keeping Team Liquid at arm's reach.
Great timing from Shados. And we saw this last time Team Liquid and Koi played up against each other. Starkso was the one on that harbor pick to run a lot of those fakes, be that distractor, especially when that Reckoning was up, and draw all the attention of Team Liquid over.
Did he say he almost farted? I feel like that's what he said. But that's not the place for it right now. I feel bad for Barber if that would be the case. And it'd be quite a smelly situation. But the smelly situation on the server currently is for Team Liquid, right? They make your statement on an international level for Masters Madrid.
Tough opponents waiting on the other side as well, with Team Vitality and Carmine Core being the ones to qualify earlier today.
Very true. Not an easy task. No one said it was.
No, but they got to focus here on this match first. Blades for Kiko. Walked all the way up, but look how patient Koi are.
And realistically, it's the Blades or Yampi's Vandal that will do most of the damage for Team Liquid here. And it's basically what they rely on to not have just a thrifty loss.
Timing. Kiko's positioning, they have no idea, and walked past him too.
Oh, wait a minute.
Does he double back?
There's no way they check behind. Missed it, gives the call that they've crossed over. He's going to have to go all the way around, and that's the first pick. That's a weapon to be collected in case he runs out of plays. Another shot found, and Camo and Starkso drop to the ground. And Kiko takes this round all to himself.
Using the toxic screen to his own favor from the enemy side of Koi.
Wants another bite. Give him the full ace, because this guy deserves it. 5 points of health, and he wants 5 kills, and he gets it! Kiko, a masterclass on the jet, makes his mark on VCT EMEA.
Icebox has been his playground. The young blood coming in here for Team Liquid. The entire reason they won on Icebox the first time around, and he's pulling out all the stops. And a timeout for a timeout. Koi to trade theirs in this time around. Wondering, where did it all go wrong? But the thing is, Koi, they were just outplayed, outpositioned there. They didn't necessarily do anything wrong other than not getting those trades in that 1v2.
Indeed, indeed. And it's again, the old tried.
Maybe they expect Team Liquid to have done their homework and for it not to be as
Kiko with the operator. First blood. Camo no more. That's all she wrote. That's it. Kiko. I think he's got more things to write for this round. At least. Spotted. Drop backed. Updraft. Also spotted. So Starkso looking at this upper angle. Who found who first though? That's the question.
Killjoy's over towards mid though as well. Might face off soon. Waiting for a bit of that information. Again, cutting that noise here. You see, pulled back here, Nats over towards A.
Could definitely be Killjoy head-to-head, but with Yampi dropping back to this A site, could have given Shados a clear way of infiltrating.
Just passive plays. I mean, Enzo's just looking to play off of that Hunter's Fury based off the tap.
Nowhere to run!
Kiko having to balance multiple angles here. Hunter's Fury not quite finding anyone, but it's Grubinho instead to mark off Kiko. And he keeps on giving. And suddenly Team Liquid, after having an advantage, is back to falling ways. Nats tries to square things up, but Shado's not going to let it happen. With 25 seconds to spare, Koi is on the site to plant. And with Hunter's Fury enabled, they realize they've got a few more seconds to spare. No hurry here. Nats for the clutch.
Spike planted.
And with playing against 3 players of Koi is not going to be an easy one. Down to 70 points of health. He's got the Viper's Pit, but I don't think he's going to want to use it. This is a difficult one. Koi moving all of their players into one corner.
Okay. Viper's Pit could make all the difference here because they're all just staring down that angle right now.
But it's just simple. They'll just move in together. And that's not even capable of finding 1 out of the 3. So Koi close up the gap even further with 1 round to spare at this half.
Great adjustment. Again, that utility usage coming out from the harbor, the cascade just allow you to scale up. And even if you don't opt to take those angles, take the positioning there, just denying that information over towards Team Liquid and just so much patience. Yeah, Enzo had even thrown out.
Track them down.
Oh, Barbara. All laughs, all giggles over there in the coach's booth.
We love it. We absolutely love it. Team Liquid, though, on the other hand, after their own timeout, they didn't quite get their round win. That's what they were hoping for, and they didn't quite deliver. Kiko switches up his angle with that operator. That's an interesting one.
I mean, you can be quick to get out, and you have the ability to find those trades there. You can see the other 2 players watching towards Bell.
Aldron is going to figure out this position, though, so Kiko forced to back off, having to expend the dash away.
But good clearance coming out from Koi to
Portal closed.
deny that map control, deny that space. Putting a little bit more of a threat over towards that A site. Now you see the swap being made here. Kiko leaning over towards B. As Kitchen watching over into 2, maybe into the window as well. But Aldrin doesn't see anything here. So a signal for Enzo to fall off. But this is, again, similar to what we saw on the B site. They wait out for that clear utility on the side of Team Liquid before moving back in.
Yeah, but Koi, this could be perfect for them. Because they fake towards the B site, it's baiting Team Liquid to stick to that area, while
And
the
it's
A site is exactly where they're going for.
And it's always Stark, so every time.
And it's worked. But the fact that Kiko gets a pick in mid will be able to stop Starkso from rotating over. Enzo still at the back of the fight is going to be a menace, but Shadows able to stop Mystic from helping, is going to put Enzo in a 1v3 situation before his team arrives. So how patient can you play it? How are you going to decide what you do here? Do you interrupt the spike from being planted? This might be the call. So far, he's done so. But with the lockdown enabled, Koi can get the spike down, no problem.
And Yampi bought the fake over towards B. That lockdown for the defenders was used earlier. They don't have it as an entry back in.
Dimensional Drift giving the call that Yampi is really close to this fight, so Shadow's able to re-swing it, but Yampi is quicker to the fight. Camo exiting the Dimensional Drift now, putting Kiko in this 1v2. Upper angle covered, but he's got too many positions to think of. He's got no idea where everybody's hiding. They could be far, they could be close, they could be wide, they could be low. And Koi square things up in the final moment of this half. 6-6. This game could go anywhere.
Snowman's Land out here. Every opportunity for both teams, and it all relies on the second pistol replays from this last round. And man, the distraction game, the big brainness and the calling coming up from Shadow, Starkso, just being that instigator on B so constantly. Because when you do see that Harbor, sure, you've got the toxic screen always coming down.
But entering the second half here, Team Liquid on attack, not quite able on the defense to pull off their game plan. But on attack, maybe they can be a bit more preemptive with it and force the pace out themselves.
The thing is, Koi, they use Starkso's utility just so much more aggressively on that Harbor. It fully walked out down mid now. Koi have such a read.
There's only a bot watching this backline, so it will read it, but can you expect 3 players to be holding it out? One defending the site is Shadows, but now he's got reinforcements and the lacks of Shadow. Wall coming through, but a Shadow to find a pick, so the plant won't come through straight away. Mystic getting on it, but 3 players on the flank are going to cause a world of trouble unless Nats interrupts them. That's the first, but he's got 2 more to deal with, and I don't think he knows. Mystic is turning behind to help.
But it gives so much more space for Koi on site itself.
Grubinho having to reposition, he's being nestled out, but Starkso use that time to move in himself. It's a balancing of positions that Koi want to crunch on them. They've been able to do so successfully though so far, but they're lacking in numbers here, Team Liquid. And Enzo's pick here was the absolute vitality. Still, it's Grubinho all to himself, and he's able to clean it up against his opposing Viper. All he has to do is defuse, and he's got ample time to do it.
What a pinch coming in from Koi. Smiles on the camera here as well. Props to the entire team. And the pistol is so important when you're tied up to find that initial advantage.
Oh, disgusting flick from Shadow.
Yeah.
That is unreal.
3 players standing. One
So
Wow.
well done. I mean, and then you also have, I love the fact that you're pushing out towards mid. Sure, it is a gamble to expect that A push out from Team Liquid.
We got the close cam kissing his teammates' hand.
But ultimately, the fact that there is also Shados just lying in wait with his KJ utility, just buying all that time now, heading into the next. Different look.
For sure. Double stack up here to his left-hand side for the attack. It's Starkso. Might be facing it. He's got a Sheriff. And no, he's got a Judge. What am I talking
Yeah,
about?
they've got both angles covered, so that distance being closed means a lot.
This mid push from Team Liquid is what is going to take up Koi's time for a little bit. Starkso's even eager to go for a pick. Shadows somehow lost a big chunk of his health.
Okay, just a little bit more patience here, Starkso. He's itching.
He really is. Oh, and it could be brilliant! 2 kills for
Spike down,
nothing,
B.
and he gets away with it. Scott's free.
I have the spike.
That is crazy.
Hey, I think it was a little combo with the shock dart that went out.
Grabinho's going for a whole wrap around here, though, and I don't think they're waiting for it. No,
Timing.
they are, because who's wrapping around
Oh,
who?
the
Enzo's right
wall.
behind him. Oh, he's got no idea, though. Bring out the knife, mate. I know you want to. Make sure he can get another kill out of it, but ends up not doing so. He knows Nats is nearby, but he's just put Team Liquid in some sort of contention. Well, Koi,
30
an
seconds
even
left.
greater spot.
They don't know where Yampi is right now.
And that's Nats pulling the trigger so fast to turn around. Is this doable? 20 seconds? They might have sight control, but Shadow's nearby. Recon not there yet, but he's got a couple of shotguns that could deny the default spike planting positions. 12 seconds, close to Yampi's feet, and Shadows with the upper ground. Yampi with a double has put things all in contention. 5 seconds, the spike can be interrupted as Camo is right behind. Koi continue with their streak.
Team Liquid made it extremely expensive though here for Koi. And I just can't believe that recovery back towards B main as well. Difficult. Grabinho was left on an island, and just the fact that they had no idea where Yampi was just kept the rest of the team from going to help him out.
And the big reason why Team Liquid were able to keep it close is because of Nats. It's like shots because of this. He turned 180 degrees and recovered in time. Yampi as well, doubled on the Sheriff. For the old players from Team Liquid, doing a splendid job to keep them in contention, but not quite the round for them. But it does mean that Koi have a weak bonus round now.
Nice wall to go and slow down this push. 5 players here from Team Liquid present towards B main.
Kiko's so close to the action here. There's no Stark, so was right on the other side of the toxic screen, but he does back off in time. And Koi back off completely. It's like they want none of it. It's like they already know that this round is, there's it. There's no pick to be had. There's a gamble maybe in case an A-site hit does come through, but they're just not willing to give away orbs to Team Liquid.
Not at this point, just trying to play numbers. Darkso back into the smoke now. He hears the orb tap.
How much realistically can you do here?
Maybe get one,
Maybe.
but then you're done and dusted.
I mean, what Grabinho did on the Ghost on the previous map was disgusting and hardly replicable.
It's unlikely. He's just trying to live by that time right now.
Just trying to live. Koi going for a massive flank, but it's read by Yampi. And shot down by Ghost himself. Starkso showing his presence by stabbing
seconds left.
at the wall. And the outlet from Camo's done damage. Wait a minute, this might be doable for them, especially if
Has
they're
to
closing in on him,
reload.
but he hasn't been able to reload because he spent the time taking that flash out. But Koi, their wrap is taking a long time through mid, and Team Liquid still
Planted.
should be able to close this out, given that they've got rifles galore. Shadow's got an upgrade.
Did Grabinho spotted here too. 1 snake bite down for the count.
Shadows was hoping they were playing out in Snowman, at least deep in that position where he could have gotten a kill, but unlucky with the timing.
All 3 players back towards Snowman here, and a recon available for Enzo.
Last player standing.
And with Shadows dropping, the only one with a gun, there's nothing you can do. Eager to pick it up here. Grabinho will be greeted by lead to the heart. And Team Liquid get guns, and they get around.
Good here. Again, the back and forth, right? You expect Team Liquid to win that one out now.
30 seconds left.
Seen the save coming in here. Koi, you got the fact that operator now up for Camo. How aggressive does he get with it though right now? Set up. Okay, he's got one of those TPs to head all the way back over towards B if he needs to make a quick rotation. Gonna go aggressive with this op.
Very aggressive, actually, but that's not the position that's being covered from Team Liquid right now. Instead, it's the upper ground level and taking a few more seconds to push towards the left-hand side entry of A. But Camo by that time repositions. Now, the operator has been integral for Team Liquid on defense. Koi, not so much. I get to see Camo holding that big gun.
Fell back though. Spotted out probably 2, I think, would be the guess coming out from Shadow. Just based on what was shot out and what he was able to see.
Plan B for Camo enabled. Grabinho still saying, nobody here, guys. Stick to your positions. The threat is imminent, close to this action. All Team Liquid players grouped up together. It's going to be a 5-man collapse, and Camo no time to get out of it. Starkso instead to find the trade onto Enzo, and he will be trying to close up the gap even more, and he's able to get them all! Triple kill for Starkso. Shadow enters the fight with an Odin. He's being incredible with it! bullets all over the Team Liquid players, and the round goes to Koi.
Stark's utility, an unsung hero within this matchup as well. Those reckonings have been absolutely deadly for Team Liquid, and it just buys so much time. A timeout to be called this time around.
Both of these teams have been really good calling out these timeouts as soon as things get out of hand. As soon as they feel that things should be going their way and there's some sort of misinterpretation of the opposing play, they get on the case straight out of the bat. These coaches are on it. They can't afford a team to gain unnecessary leads, unnecessary streaks. And Koi right now has been able to shut down Team Liquid's buy opportunity as well. They're on the back foot. Koi win this map, it's game over, out of kickoff.
And what's big here is we saw that speed up in pacing coming out from Team Liquid in the last round. I want to see that again because they were able to punish Camo on the angle before he could TP out that time. They've got to replicate it.
Well, forcing into this round. Only a couple of pistols for Team Liquid, but hoping they can secure it nevertheless. It's a gamble. Let's just say that. It's a big gamble. If it doesn't work,
Portal closed.
they'll be in a world of hurt. They might be confident in this one.
It's a game of chicken right now.
It really is.
Just patience across the board. This looks a lot more like the coin Team Liquid that we saw before.
Oh, big time. But this time Camo's got an operator and is looking at the right direction. Team Liquid move in here. There's a big chance they'll be trading out kills in Koi's favor. Aljoin finding out Grubinho, but doesn't give a chance for Camo's position to be telegraphed. Do they know he's kept onto the operator? They should.
The walk up towards the left side, though, is huge.
But Camo needs to figure out whether he switches his position or hopes that Grubinho can hold his ground. TP out, that allows Grubinho to delay the push with snake bites as he drops back and calls for reinforcements.
This upper angle here for Kiko as well. We're not seeing the same explosive entries from him now on the attack.
And we're talking about 30 seconds in the making, and Camo's already got in a pick. That's really important. Enzo not able to put that Hunter's Fury to good use. There's still a player in yellow that's wrapping all the way around. Look at Grubinho. He hasn't been spotted. Mystic doubles up, but he's jumping on top of the box. That is immaculate. Bringing one to life, but they need to get the spike down. 2 versus 3 is Mystic has turned the tides completely in their favor.
Right now you've got a Cascade and Cove to work with.
And Shadow might be able to find a gap across this smoke as soon as it falls. Shadow not able to treat it, or trade it. Inwards, Mystic down in a 1v2. Oh, it's so tough. He's walled off as well. He's gonna have to go all the way around from yellow, break the wall, and that's gonna buy so much time from Team Liquid here.
Just gonna save the operator.
He has to.
Every
That's
round
got
has
to
been
be
so
the
close.
round for Team Liquid. Getting themselves an extra one. Leashing up onto Koi, pulling in their direction, not letting them go.
And again, changing that tempo, trying to catch out Camo on that. Sure, again, we haven't seen the same sort of explosivity that we saw from Kiko as we did the first time that Team Liquid and Koi faced off. But they didn't need it. Mystic going vertical there with the wall, the full battle stage situation to completely flip that when we saw Shadow get 2 with the Hunter's Fury.
Mystic has popped off in so many occasions today, but this one takes the cake. Uses his own wall to find a couple of kills, then jumping over yellow as well. It's been insane, and Mill can be proud of that one. And happy for the Mystic pickup. Old Fnatic boy, back in the VCT, where he should belong. And Team Liquid now, off the back of the previous round success, are actually playing a little bit more aggressive into mid. Jampy's gone up quite far forward, and he's being greeted by a couple of players of Koi as well. Shadow showing himself, but he's got the likes of Shados to assist him. Nats as well in the proximity to help out Yampy. It's an off angle. I don't think they'll expect that. The Aljon might not even check it. I think it has, and Nats will be in trouble. Shadows trades it out, but in the meantime, it buys time for Team Liquid to push across this A site, and Kiko's done so much. It's a 2 versus 3 favoring the Blue Stallions, and Grubinho and Camo trailing behind.
I mean, that's exactly what Team Liquid wanted right now, too, taking the upper angle, but the big thing was just to gain that space here on A.
Camo looking to find information for his team, but it does leave Grubinho exposed to the elements, and then Mystic is a hell of an element. 1 versus 3, and Camo, he hasn't found many clutches this tournament so far.
2 flashes.
Is it enough for him? No, it's not, because Mystic is lurking in the shadows, and he finds the opportune moment to peek.
It's always above you. 9-9 now as we tie things up here once again. Now, Koi on the back foot, don't have the money to buy into this round. Meanwhile, for Team Liquid, starting to cycle up into quite a few of these ultimates. Again, you still have Nats with that Viper's Pit. That was disgusting.
It's insane what Kiko was able to do on that A site. The distraction from mid, the push from A, all of it together just put so much pressure onto Koi. Emil was just waiting. What's going to happen?
Away from those sites, and then that's the green light for the rest of Team Liquid, of course, to move on in and then help with those crunches.
Let's see if this timeout prompted a change of pace. Stark so close by with a judge. Aldro spotting him, but he goes aggressive. Kiko's got it all locked and covered. Stark so not going to be finding any kills this one.
Fake teleport.
No TP out. It's going to send that away now. But again, you've only got a Sheriff in hand. So patient.
Here.
Clearing out every angle.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. Camo doesn't have much to his disposal, apart from his teammate Grabinho to the back, and he's only got a classic shock dart towards Camo's feet, and he could just back out. Although, what Koi do have going for them is a lot of player nearby, and Shadow's able to close up the gap with the Stingers, but not good enough. Team Liquid clean up the house. Andalucia flawless and double digits.
Crowd chanting in the back here for Team Liquid as they find the momentum into the second half. 3 rounds chained together here for the Stallions. And no need to use any of these ultimates quite yet either.
Oh
now,
yeah, they built up a lengthy arsenal of ultimates.
They got bank to fall back on right now. And meanwhile for Koi, you've only got the lockdown to try and contest.
It feels like Team Liquid have got Koi red at this point. They expected someone to push through there. Kiko there and waiting, didn't hesitate a second to pull that trigger.
Okay, rushing again though.
Ah, burning alive!
I really like, I know that Koi haven't been too aggressive for the orbs in particular, but you throw down that snake bite and it makes you just so vulnerable when you're trying to back off towards site when you do play that aggressive angle. With this gamble stack here.
It has to be a gamble stack. There is no other way. They need to win the fights in terms of gun trades. Because if they leave too many Team Liquid players alive, the post plant will be nigh impossible with the ultimates they have available.
Starting to fall off now, cycling these smokes back up. Knowing that there's a lockdown waiting on the other side.
You should run.
And Koi, with the placement that they have, the treatment is the same. They do drop back, but Shadows has got a lockdown available of his own.
Yeah, but look at this mid positioning. They're waiting for the pinch to come in.
It's just a matter of timing, but the lockdown for now will keep them at bay. Yampi aggresses forwards, but so that means the mid push will come in a little bit quicker than they would have expected. Starkso on the good shot here from Koi, but Kiko on the flank will not miss. Snake bites on the spike. No one can defuse. Grabinho bringing his team back, but is it enough? They need to find more, and within this Viper's pit, it is Mystic's domain.
One enemy remaining.
Camo and Grabinho have actually turned it all around, but Mystic has done so much for Team Liquid. All he has to do is do it again. One shot, not found. It's Camo to find Mystic's head. And with plenty of time to defuse, Koi square things up for yet another time.
They stopped the bleeding. That play was so good coming out from Team Liquid, though. The two there towards mid, knowing that there was going to be another lockdown in response, and they weren't going to let Koi take that space, but Grabinho doing so much with that late rotation from the B side, being able to catch out Enzo, just changes the game in there. 10 now.
Oh dear, that snuck in. But still, it's double digits across the board, and you can tell how enthusiastic Koi are with that one. They needed it, and we talked about how hard it was for them to win that round, given how many ultimates Team Liquid had.
Placing swarm grenade.
Absolutely. 2 of them expended, and then he only needed the 1 lockdown here from Shados into the next round to face off here with the operator.
Starkso's nearby. It's his cheeky angle to hold.
He hasn't been here on a bye.
No, he hasn't. Is it checked? Enzo's not going to check it, is he?
I mean, with an op there,
Oh, he is! And it's an upper
Oh.
angle, so Starkso wasn't ready for it. Camo has to draw back here, and so does Grabinho. He's in trouble, but doesn't vacate the area soon enough. Mystic, wonderful shot, and Camo sticks around. He's been slowed. They expect someone to be around. The Aldro not clearing it, only now making its way. I think now they've pinged this position, but he doesn't have a TP to get out of there.
It is set over towards orange, but you do see Team Liquid, they decide to back up anyways. Camo, it was important to keep that space. The rotation now being made. Seeing pings from the defenders as well, though, knowing that there is danger over towards that A site. They could have walked through with the lack of utility there. Instead, you've just got the nano swarms to delay that plant, but not close enough. Koi aren't going to be able to hear that signal.
I think the call has already been made here for Koi. I don't think they can afford to go for a fight here. Otherwise, they'll be really far behind. So they're going to drop back. They're going to allow the spike plant to take place, the round for Team Liquid, allow their opponents to gain the lead, and that's got to hurt in their heart and their gut, giving their opponents the lead after they themselves have just brought the equalizer. They've got to.
It's so testy when the money situation is just that rough to deal with, knowing that you need everything to work in your favor, because even worse would be to lose all of those guns. Let Team
100%.
Liquid head to 11, and then you're fighting out for match point without anything in your pocket.
Cast those feelings aside, take an extra breath, use this time towards this end of the round to discuss what you can be doing the next one. For now, their task is to keep themselves alive, Team Liquid on the chase. It's not that they can afford to go after them too much. They've got another buy in them, yes, if they do lose a weapon, but it's still a long way to go. Team Liquid, the lead, and 2 rounds away from finding themselves into a third map.
Resurrection here for Mystic available. Looking over on the side of Koi, again, there is going to be Viper's Pit here. So you see the judge coming in, now expecting that to come out early.
You know what excites me the most here, Ash? The Kiko operator. On attack. Yeah, it's scary. If you're Koi right now, you don't want to be faced up against it.
No, he'll be so aggressive with it, but the Viper's Pit at the very least cuts off the angle. Right
It really
now,
does.
Rubinho has to dodge the Owl drone, though. Great position. Op revealed over towards that B site as well. Look how quick the rotations are coming in, and you just have Yampy's just been sitting at mid this whole time here.
He's been chilling. He knows that there's an alarm bot nearby and doesn't want to trigger it. He wants to make sure he's in the silent position as long as possible.
At the same time, a lot of extremity control here for Koi, because you also have Camo pushed up towards Nest on A. He's just sent out his TP as well.
So it's gone out for the lurk.
This is all Yampy.
Yampy catching off Shados. His patience is rewarded. The Starks is also nearby. He himself is going to try and be an menace, but he's let them all cross forwards. The Aldrone, the alarm bot won't be triggered as Shados has found his demise. And Team Liquid on the front foot as they enter this B site. Hunter's Fury from Shadow trying to deny any of these players, but this time he's unsuccessful in finding anyone. Finds some chip damage onto one of these players, but it's quickly replenished back into life. Kiko holding off the mid play, and that's exactly where Koi want to play into. That's exactly where Kiko falls.
The timing there is sublime.
Oh, Grabinho, that is dirty! And on the 3 versus 3, Koi might have a chance here. Shadow on the off angle. Enzo didn't expect that at all. And Koi, the 2 players, Shadow and Starkso, playing this one together. Nanoswarm can deny them for a little bit, but it's already diffused halfway. They might be sticky up, and Mystic from behind. They've got no idea. Mystic saves the day yet again. The star player for Team Liquid today does it one more time.
Nail in the coffin now, hitting this match point here for Team Liquid. Looking to take us to the decider in this best of 3 in Group A. Now, looking over, or in Group B, sorry, but now looking over towards Koi. It's tough buy. You've got 2 Guardians alongside the Vandal, and then you've also got the Bulldog. Yampy's, okay, whoa. That energy. Love to hear it for Team Liquid.
Oh, they've only got one round
Damn.
left.
Him and Miniboo gotta go on a screaming match.
1 round left, and it's potentially split. 2 rounds for Koi, potentially overtime.
Thing is, Koi, they struggle on the defense, right?
They do.
This is their weak point. It's really the attack, and they didn't find the advantage that they were looking for in the first half.
Yeah, they tend to find strength exactly where they can find the most pace, but Camo, that is beautiful. Finds himself back in on top, and the fact that Starkso gets one, albeit the resurrection, Koi has still got the numbers advantage.
Heal coming up here as well. That recon already used. Still an Owl drone to work with.
Yampy on the lurk, though, this could be crucial. There's nothing to alarm Koi here from this flank.
No, nothing towards Boiler. It's only the alarm bot over underneath Tube, but he chooses Tube itself instead. He hasn't positioned himself there before.
So all Team Liquid are doing right now is trying to buy the time to wrap around here, let Yampy get into a great position to change the tide of this round.
Scouting good here for Camo at the very least.
Camo's shown his ground. They know he's ulted nearby, and Team Liquid look to run away from it. Oh my goodness, Gripinho then waiting, but it's got to Camo to peek out from the shadows, get so many kills from it. And out of nowhere, Koi on 11.
Such a read coming out from Koi, expecting now. Honestly, it took a little bit too long for comfort for me. I think Yampy has gotten way too much value on his mid lurks, and Koi haven't really given that respect and paying enough attention. But what shots to come out from Camo. The hype. Barber's like, how?
Yeah, how? Just simply how. Camo rejuvenated. Back on the server, exactly where Koi wanted him to be. And the bright moment as well. 1 round between themselves and overtime. Now for Team Liquid, you could say the same thing, but with a map win, they'd love it.
Yampy holding the op here too. Team Liquid buying into that one for the Sentinel. The attacking side again, this mid control here instead. Nats is the one on that kitchen lurk.
It's Koi that's aggressing though. They're the ones taking the flank control over this B site, and I think Yampy could get caught off it if he's not careful enough. Shados wins out his own trade as well, and Koi, in a moment of milliseconds, are the ones favored to win this round and take us to OT. And Team Liquid, they're shaking where they stand, sweating all over. It's a 3 versus 5 for them to secure a map win.
It's all up to Kiko here on site.
Kiko's got the blades. Only just enabled the dash. Snakebite nearby, but avoided by Kiko. Wanting to go even further. He doesn't really have reinforcements. Mystic's held back. And Enzo going all the way around. Kiko no more. Koi might actually have done it. Mystic on top. Has to drop back. It's not all done until Koi are able to deliver this defuse, and Mystic is so good on these clutches so far. He's able to find one. Shados drops it right back up in his favor. Enzo, it's a 1-on-3, and they're sticking the defuse, stopping it, but no! It's Shados that was on it! We're destined for overtime on map number 2.
What a cove, what a body block coming out here for Koi. 12-12. In the first overtime round, we're seeing a glass cannon operator in the hands of Kiko here as well, as we swap sides with Team Liquid back on the defense and Koi on the attack. Oh my God, we almost went to a map 3 right there.
I really like the fact that Koi are taking supremacy on their own defense to take the initiating fights themselves, dictate how the round is played out. Don't allow Team Liquid to set up the way they would have liked themselves.
Nice.
I mean,
Nice.
for Koi, they were giving too much respect on the defense initially. At the beginning of the second half, they weren't taking any of that control. It was a free playground for Yampy to roam around.
What they have to do is replicate how much success they've had on the attack and use their learnings from the defense to get themselves 2 rounds in a row. The same could be said about Team Liquid. 2 consecutive ones on each side of the field is what is needed to pick up a map win here. He knows, but he's run out of a dash, so he can't play as aggressive anymore.
No. Walking over now towards B. Opportunity to still stall with some of these snake bites here for Nats.
Yeah, I think you can see how important it is for Team Liquid that Koi don't push too far forwards. Nanoswarm's very deep in, so Nats comfortable to hold back for now. Snakebite and Poison Cloud enabled. And that spray, Starkso down. Team Liquid. All they do now is rotate around. They know Koi is nearby and they get someone on the flank perhaps.
Standing ahead.
But Koi are patient. And while they are patient, in the meantime, it's Team Liquid that get a pick after pick. 3 players off in Snowman. If there's no smoke covering it, they're doomed.
Portal closed.
Camo's got to make the difference. Enzo
30
is
seconds
just
left.
off the screen. And Yampy finds himself the backstab, and that's all is needed. Team Liquid might actually be getting a very clean round here in overtime. Nats with another one, making it 2 for him this round. Gripinho is all that remains, doubles up with 18 seconds. Surely not. And 30 points of health. This is looking nigh impossible.
With a plant, he gets the pick.
10 seconds left.
Will it be enough though, as they're chasing right after him, not allowing him to do it. He gets 1 kill, goes for another spike plant, but Kiko's right behind him with a shorty to the back. 13-12. Map point opportunity here for Team Liquid for a second time.
Great stall, great delay coming out from Nats, and just Starkso being mowed down. They're breaking that cove right off the gate. No safe plant in sight. And that's also the trade-off. Sure, you get the Cove here within the harbor for Stark, so, and then for Mystic, you've got that Sage Wall if you want to opt for that B plant. Otherwise, Yampy's having fun. But otherwise, it's too dangerous to plant there over B. But the Cove takes a lot less damage to break versus that wall.
Yeah, importantly for Team Liquid, spirits are high. They're not the ones on the hot seat, it's Koi instead. I mean, look, both of them are under pressure. Let's not beat around the bush here. Koi aggressing, taking down the bot. Some information now denied from the attacking side.
They also know that Koi have struggled here on defense, right? So feeling confident after winning their defending round.
Cascade deep in mid does put pressure on Team Liquid to look at it in case someone walks past it. But the push towards A means there's a pick per side.
But then you've also got delay here. Koi, with these mollies, are looking to just force Team Liquid to stay in towards maze.
Nats on low control while the rest of Team Liquid just traverse into A. Looks like Koi want to deal with Nats here and they're wary of such presence. In the swing, Robinho is actually so close to this, I don't think Nats can expect
the barrel.
it. In he goes and it's Stark, so that gets the pick instead. Spike planted now for Team Liquid, but they're at a numbers deficit.
Kiko has to go for something early.
Feels the need, he needs to go for a pick. Cloud bursts to the left-hand side as he aggresses forwards, finds some damage, dashes out. Enough of that fight. Still, it's Starkso on the other end that tries to find a shot, but does bait him. But it's Kiko to come out on top. Mystic! The brilliance of this man to come alive with the best moments for Team Liquid. This round could be it, unless Grabinho can say otherwise. But there's 3 players spread apart. There's no way you can find them all at the same time. Kiko with the final blow. We're going to split. We're going to a third map because Team Liquid are not done. Map of the day, it's split. Koi on defense, Team Liquid on attack.
Starting things in for Koi. Attention towards mid here. We've seen a lot of like 3-piece walks down mid, I think, from defenders. No matter which team you're looking at, just looking for that early mid control. They don't commit to it instead. Team Liquid, they just walk over towards that B site. You've got that wall that allows you that free backside push.
And it's open. That B site is definitely open for them. And there's only one player looking in that direction, but because of the fast swing from Kiko, he's not going to be able to do a thing. Grabinho going to have to look away and wait for reinforcements to arrive until anything else happens. So the spike plant is going to be clean for Team Liquid as it enters into this one, but they're not going to hold back at all. Koi wanting to move in. It's a paranoia in correspondence here from Koi, but it's still Nats and Yampy to come out on top on these trades. Spike not yet planted, respecting Koi's attack, and that's a good for a reason as well, because Shadows and Camo have brought things right back into a fathomable collection. And Camo keeps on giving on the top here. Paint shells really well placed, forcing Mystic up close. And the spike in the middle of the site puts Koi to relax for a second.
It's a little bit awkward. It's uncomfortable now, and the regroup over here towards Ali.
So much time has been
30
expended, they can
seconds
only
left.
imagine that there's a push coming in from behind. It's still a 1-for-1
One
trade, and
enemy
now
remaining.
a 1v1 for the purse pistol round win. Kiko holding it back. Waiting for Shados to swing, but it's Shados to win it instead. A triple for the man, and first blood for Koi.
Pistol in pocket here for Koi, allotting that buy up now into round 2. Split though. Anything can happen, I think, with these close quarters, depending on what moves these teams decide to take. But into the replay. Just a quick and dirty fight there towards site. You can see Koi very much so preferring to play those retake situations.
100%. And I think Team Liquid starting the attack is actually pretty decent. Yes, they do lose that first round, but you know, given they've been unsuccessful on the defense so far, it's Team Liquid that have got a chance, you know, spread their wings early on this attack, try and find some extra damage here, something they weren't quite able to do against Na'Vi.
That also means that they have to find a very big lead here on this first half.
For Yampy,
that's going to help.
100%. Spectre picked up, and there might even be a chance of this one. Shadows closing up the gap into mid. Poison Cloud dropping, that will be surprising for him. So Starkso is the one that is forced to get the trade. Koi trailing behind in numbers, but not for sure for a lot longer, because Shadow is doing quite a lot of damage with the Bulldog in mid. Now, there is a lurking Yampy, and they know they vacated B for long, and Camo is looking in this direction. But at least it's been open for long enough for the spike to go down. And do you really expect Yampy to have this off position? Usually it's defenders in that angle, not attackers.
Oh, this time too.
No one's gonna check it. Prowler. Oh, only now spotting out Yampi. So Koi have got the read, at least on one of these players. Nat's repositioning into the middle of the site, so at least that info isn't handed over. But Camo is there to lead the charge. Yampi on the cross, shut down where he stands. And Nats is trying to be sneaky as he could ever be. Oh my god, that's a double. And only one left. This could be really the impossible clutch for Nats here, and it'll be the perfect way for Team Liquid to find themselves on the board, but Camo is going to stick the defuse, but does get off it as soon as he spots out Nats. That's going to be the round win for Koi, an expensive one, but one that they get nevertheless.
I mean, so costly there. Team Liquid finding so much value. Yampi with the first blood over towards B main as well, but you can't be surprised because back on Icebox, sure, Kiko, 7 first bloods on the second map of the day here for Team Liquid. But Yampi matched him, 7 of his own. The lurk positioning was king there for the Viper player. And, well, the Viper slash pseudo Sentinel, because you do also see him on the other role as well. But on that last map. I mean, exactly. Viper definitely not the main controller by any means.
Well,
now,
the best of both worlds, right? That's why you see Viper so much. But for this one, Koi, decent third round buy. I guess there's a rifle in there. Not much you would expect. Team Liquid, this is the time to find themselves on the board, as always, on this third round. Mid push coming in, but for Koi, I think this is a pretty decent approach. They've got a lot lying in wait, and 2 different places from which these defenders can pop in from. Off of the stun, it seems that Team Liquid are expecting it, anticipating it, getting a pick in the meantime, and the players that are concussed hold back. No reason to peek those moments.
falling back forces so much utility here out of both teams. Just a trade throughout mid. Now taking the space back here on the side of Team Liquid. Look at the hop, skip, and a jump here from Koi to regroup over towards B Heaven. Look at this rotation being called now. It's Rubinho alone. However, information will be given about this anchor with that neural theft.
It's the right decision to make. Enzo calls us out well. Onto this A site they go, and it's only one to defend it. It's Rubinho. This paranoia could be perfect though, and might find himself an opportunity to get a kill, but is caught out into the open. Guiding light in response was immaculate, and Team Liquid find themselves on site without an issue. With a spike going down, Koi have found themselves on rotation, but you need to be careful of Nats on the flank. Holding that position covered, but Shados does have it covered. Does he have time to get the weapon? He does, but it's going to buy some time for Team Liquid to reposition, grouping up their players up into elbow. You can see Yampi is away from this fight, checking if there's any luck in the making out in A main. The stun comes through, and Mystic's angle is not checked out, which means Team Liquid can stay on top. Enzo, bullet to the head of Shadow, and I believe this has to be it. Shadows, there's no way you have enough time to get 3 players and the defuse. Yampi on the sidelines and Team Liquid on the board.
Decent picks there on the side of Koi at the very least to take 2 of those weapons out of the hands of Team Liquid, but nonetheless, Team Liquid clean into the post plant. Again, this utility trade towards mid forces a lot of that re-clear util, that stall util out from the likes of Koi, but you also have to trade where Team Liquid have to... Okay, there you go. Listen,
That's
you need your
to
IGL to hype you up. You're in the last map of the series. It's been a long day.
It really has.
Playing the last best of 3 of today, too.
Of course, and it's exactly what you want to hear. Words of encouragement. Team Liquid looking to see if they can win this buy round. Now it's both teams on Phantoms and Vandals. And that's moving in. Dry peek galore. He does have help of Yampi, but this is sneaky. He does manage to find himself beneath the A Heaven area, while the rest of the team is eluding presence into mid.
Trailblazer, I think, just spotted Shados there.
Shados is going to hold it down himself, tries to open up on the zip line, but it's Camo finding most of the damage. Hello, Koi's found themselves on top, but not for long as Nats is in the fight, but it's messy. This Heaven control is heavily debated, and Koi are still ahead in numbers, and no one is allowed on this A or B site.
Team Liquid have to regroup now. Yampi and Enzo to find themselves back in towards A Heaven, and now you've got Koi, Shadow, and Rubinho rotated over towards screens instead. They put the lurk wall back up over towards that B site.
Team Liquid are definitely looking to head
30
inwards
seconds
now.
left.
And Koi respecting it. They know as soon as the spike goes down, they can play the numbers game. They both swing out simultaneously. You couldn't have coordinated better. It's a symphony at this point. And Enzo, the captain, left to do it alone a moment ago, was shouting out for his teammates that they are really freaking good. But for this one, he's got to do it all by himself. Finds one, 7 seconds, hasn't time to get the spike down, especially with Shadow spreading his bullets upon him. And Koi keep on the streak. They get themselves an even bigger lead.
I mean, great reposition from Camo into Vents to even be able to help clean up in that fight, because Shadow sure was sought out, but they only saw the one player. They felt comfortable. And now that's also the showstopper cycled into this next round here as well for the side of Koi. Team Liquid, again, this is the half where we want to see the hot start out from the Liquid squad.
And with Camo having so many good performances here, he already has a showstopper available. I'm really happy to see him perform, especially lining up his performances from the previous map. Seeing him present on Split as well is something a lot of people have been looking forward to.
Close angle start, so. We saw it on Icebox, why not see it on Split?
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Closer quarters to work with, too.
History does tend to repeat itself, though. But the judge is the perfect weapon here for Stark, so all he has to do is wait and hide and get a double kill himself. The stun is good, and the spray from the judge is even better. Stark so putting them in the dirt, and they're looking to have a well-clean round for themselves. Team Liquid not given a chance to react, to play this round for a single second.
They're giving him the ace.
They really want to give him the ace.
He's running over right now, sprinting, knife out.
He doesn't have much health on him, and especially passing the toxic screen here, but I think they just want to secure it, not give away any more weapons, not take any more chances. Yampi finding damage, but it's only 2 kills. The round still goes to Koi, and they will be increasing that lead even further.
Yampi getting 2 there, even though it's something that shouldn't have happened. 4-1, Team Liquid, they're back onto a bye now. The difference. They didn't have the weapons to really contest, and that's why you saw the comfort in Starkso to just be able to chase them down there. But these picks were massive because now you're cycling into that Nightfall. You've got a Rolling Thunder, you've got a Showstopper, a perfect recipe for a retake here for Koi, or to even full stop end any sort of execution that Team Liquid look towards.
It's brilliant. Team Liquid, on the other hand, are struggling a little bit themselves. They do have ultimates to their exposure, but as Camera uses Showstopper straight out of the bat, trying to get all of these picks, but no, it's a trade of the Omens, and that's aggressing. Will end up losing his life, but he gets one for it. It does open time for Team Liquid to traverse towards his left-hand side, and they will be able to freely cross over unless Shadow is able to peek out in time. But there is a flank now in the making from the Shadows expended from Grabinho, but it's a flank on a flank as Enzo is also in the chase. Viper's Pit important for this hold for Team Liquid, and it might just be exactly what they need to hold it down.
It's all timing.
And Yampi's gonna wait here. Shadows, little does he know he did so much damage to Yampi. He swings out himself and catches him by surprise. It's still a 3v2. Team Liquid might have turned this whole thing around, but Shadow says otherwise. Viper's Pit no more. They need to read that Kiko's close by to this area. Shadow's trying to be collected, but Kiko gets Grabinho instead. This guy is crazy. And Shadow left alone against 2 former teammates. Both of them have seen the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, but now he's got to do it all against them.
6 bullets.
Can he lead from the front?
2.
And running out of bullets, he cannot do a thing. Team Liquid secure the round by adapting on their fly. And that's Team Liquid back in contention.
Again, the timing, everything there as well. That Rolling Thunder also expended just for being main instead of being utilized on the Viper's Pit, where that plant was secured by Team Liquid. Trying so hard to guarantee that Grabinho would be able to find one, not knowing that Enzo was so far behind the play.
Really nice. Good job.
That he was ahead of it. Not that he was behind, but
yeah,
just the lurk, the timing there was perfect.
Really was.
Showstopper available here for Kiko off that last kill in the last round as well. Viper's Pit out, denying mid in full, but Team Liquid stacks 5 towards the A site.
Yeah, they're placing a lot of importance on that mid push, because Team Liquid could crunch on multiple directions on both of these sites. And it definitely denies them from that, but Kiko now with a Showstopper will aggress forwards. There's one on site that he has spotted, and Camo is deleted. Grabinho's thinking of pushing out of the smoke here, but he needs friends. He's not going to cut it alone. Maybe he can. 10 points of health and he gets away. No freaking way he's allowed to do that.
I mean, Shados needs to come now. Nats no.
That's a great read by Nats.
I know exactly where you are.
This neural theft is massive, though. It's going to read all of the positions of the Koi players, and there even is a push coming through from Nats to stop them from pushing even more.
Surely it's just a save now in this 3v4.
I don't think the Prowler spotted Nats at all. It's got to be a save from Koi. They've got no clue of where Team Liquid are. They've got the numbers available to them. It's the retreat call to be made as they look to save these rifles. Grabinho wants to take one before he backs off. But that's Team Liquid keeping it a close score.
2 ultimates used there for Team Liquid to secure this 3rd round for themselves, and Nats Low still hunting ships in the night.
Oh, no,
don't
they just
even
walked
notice
past each other. That's awkward.
No, nothing. Oh, he hears them.
Yeah, that's it. That's the round. So that's the 3rd round for Team Liquid. And this game is looking to be close. Now, we saw Sunset at 13-11. This Icebox 14-12. What on earth is going to be the score on this one, given how toe-to-toe these 2 teams are?
I can't even imagine. But again, to temper expectations, Lothar talking about it on the desk, the fact that Team Liquid, once they swap sides, that's where we have to be really concerned.
Yeah.
And that's why this catch-up is good, but we need more than that from Team Liquid. We need them to find some sort of advantage here on the attack if history is to repeat itself. And so with the Seekers available here, and again, full stack over towards Zay, but look how aggressive Grabinho's positioned.
You can definitely tell this is an elimination match, and especially with Grabinho hiding out in the angle, he's going to catch them all off guard. Not quite the 2nd kill as Enzo is able to trade it back up. But is it good enough? Is it going to delay them enough? Because rotations from Koi have already come in. Yes, a little bit too far behind, and an opening for Team Liquid to move in themselves onto this A site, but they don't know it yet. They're waiting for Nats to push through mid.
I've got your trail.
Looking for that time, Seekers to come out as well to find that information.
Nats on the flank. He's famous for this.
Searching for the Heaven player that the Seeker's chasing down.
He knows he's now gotten some space to move into.
The thing is, they don't have sight in that spike. Not down. Still lurking towards A main.
Team Liquid, crucially enough, do group up with each other. They know they've got pressure onto Heaven, and that's exactly where they're looking to push through. They know it's a hard sideline to cover from screens, and isolating the player into elbow that much easier. Shadow doing some good work with the Sheriff, but how much more can you do? Koi, Starkso, the only player with a rifle.
Spike plant.
I mean, there is one to be collected for Shados, but is Team Liquid going to allow them to do that?
There.
Starkso does have his entire kit available here, including the Nightfall. 2v3 is doable. The last flash used up by Enzo here as well.
I mean, there is money to buy up the next round. Cam spotting out at least one of these players.
Find you.
But they
Gotta start
need
moving
to
really
have some
cold.
super heroics here. But with the time running out, I can only imagine this is for them to deny the saves of the guns. Enzo spotted, looking to exit another way, not willing to take the chance of losing this weapon for the next one. And with the spike exploding here, we'll be seeing 2 teams on even sides of the scale. Shados giving his life to the spike explosion. Even footing on both sides, and a reset for both of these teams.
Ability to equalize here for Team Liquid. Again, Nightfall still in pocket. The buy able to come up here for Koi as well. Oh, you're okay. We saw the op on Kiko on the attack on Icebox, but now this time he's not playing the Jet. He's playing the Raze. Makes it a little bit more different because you don't have those cloud bursts to actually cover you up if you do need to reposition and rescope.
Shadows traveling.
A bit more dangerous. So slowing things down, not going to have that same kind of tempo, that pacing into any of these executions. But not that Team Liquid have really hit the gas on that anyways. It's been measured here on the attacking side from them.
Koi aggressing onto this right-hand side though, and Yampi is there and waiting for it. It's a matter of who quicker on the feet.
I mean, there's a tripwire to signal over to Yampi as well.
Hasn't quite been broken yet. They might try and find an angle before that, but Yampi's well enough in the know to not push past it. You can hear the footsteps of them dropping back, so maybe that's the call for Team Liquid to change plans as they push now towards events. Mystic is so sneaky in this.
They're so aware. Shadow's just watching, ready.
They know they've given the space away, which is why Shadow's looking in this direction.
The thing is, Starkso with his forward positioning, again, he has that Nightfall to work with.
There's a push happening in Garage simultaneously, so who wins out on these fights will be super crucial. There's 40 seconds, so adaptation still in the chances here for Team Liquid, as they can still move to this B site. It's only mid-control they've garnered, and they've lost everything they've gathered towards Vents. And there's one covering it. It's Camo, and if he peeks this, he can do a hell of a lot of damage. Nats now pushing through Garage, showing his presence so his rest of his team has got space to move into. Shados is in big trouble, and Kiko finds a pick onto Starkso. Finally, Camo makes his presence known. Shados peeks out from the smoke, and it's so good from Koi. They've crept up by surprise, and Kiko, this is not the best weapon to have in this situation. You're dirty with that pick, but there's not much else you can do. 5-4, Koi with the lead.
And you've got the operator now carried over for free here for Koi, an investment unnecessary. Now that they've been able to just pick up the weapon and toss that over to Starkso this time around. God, I just can't. This replay coming in here. The smoke was everything for Shados.
That's brilliant. And he had to be so patient to not pull the trigger, knowing that there's a push and, you know, bullets raining upon him from main. Paying dividends for sure.
Oh, aggressive. Peak doesn't know that one is snuck on the other side.
Yeah, he's crept past them.
Toxin screen down.
Not holding the angle.
Yampy.
Hiding here.
No way! Paranoia avoider, so he's going to go for the swing and he gets the pick. That's an upgraded weapon. It's huge. It's an operator at that, so Yampy needs to take use of it. Needs to aggress even further. There's one peeking him right now. It's Shados who's going to win that one-on-one. Well, there's a push by Grabinho that Enzo is going to win out by the end of it. Yampy aggressing. He's done damage onto Shados, but not quite the kill. He would have loved to pick that up.
Toxin screen down.
I mean, Yampy, the unsung hero often in these rounds. The fact that a lurker to rival Nats, and then you have two of them on your team in and of its own. Now the rotation to be called. Camo alone here on site has to find one.
He definitely does. They're playing from behind here massively. So that's one pick. Make that two! The coordination from Team Liquid is rough there, so Camo is able to do everything. Blast back out, showstopper in, Camo! All is needed is this man. Camo does it all by himself, no matter how many players looking for the ace. Yampy stops it from happening. Well, there's 20 seconds and 2 players to deal with. It's not all over, not quite yet. He's put Team Liquid to bed, to quiet. And Yampy with 18 points of health has to read where both of these players are, and there's one circulating right around him. It's Shadow. That Yampy's able to read 8 seconds. This is doable. Both Viper players are low. This might be a topsy-turvy on top of another one. And with the spike planted, Yampy can just back off.
He doesn't know. He's not 100% certain on Shados' positioning right now.
Yampy's breathing fresh air right now, taking a breath. Shados has to regress forward, and Yampy gets the timing! A quadra kill on top of Camo's quadra! That keeps Team Liquid in play!
A Red Bull clutch here for the side of Team Liquid. One-man armies on both sides. And it's only 2 rounds here until we swap sides.
Team Liquid. They cannot afford to lose this round. I mean, come on. They've had a couple of seconds to reset from the previous one, because let's be honest, that was chaotic. And in these chaotic moments, it's anyone's game.
Screen down.
So calculated play required for Team Liquid to close this out their way. 2 players stacked up on 2 different locations in mid for Koi, so it's 4 in total, while 1 left to defend this ace site. There's not many weapons available for them. Camo's the only one who really could do a lot of damage, theoretically, with a Vandal. So Starkso here, with just a mere pistol, is only playing the delay game, and he's trapped in place. But look at Shadow, he's nearby, and he's got his stinger. Knowing that Mystic is nearby himself could do a lot. Shorty in his face, but Camo trades it back out, gets a second himself, and Koi is in play right now. Viper spit towards screens, denying Shados to move in that direction, so Team Liquid could funnel themselves into that position.
I mean, they only have
planted.
2 avenues now. It's going to be towards main, taking that ramps, and then Heaven itself. Boombot is still available to try and clear out into that Viper's pit.
It's so tempting to start just raining bullets into this Viper's pit, but at the same time it reveals your position. You don't know where everybody is. Boombot available to them. One spotted, spray down in their direction. It's Nats not able to get the pick. Grabinho is instead the one to come out on top. Yampy not missing. It's Kiko all to himself. 30 points of health. It's so difficult. One gets to the spike, but they both have to go for the chase. But because it's a 2 versus 1, the numbers will have it. It's Koi to be the first on 6. The first to at least guarantee a draw at halftime. But I'm damn sure they'll want way more than that.
Off the back of a Thrifty too, you saw the frustration after they lost that last round when they had the numbers advantage off of Yampi. This is what you want to see to bring the momentum back.
Cameron was like, guys, I got a 4K the previous round. Do I really need to carry every single round here?
14-9 there for the duelist. Now awkward bye here for Team Liquid. You can see the celebration for Koi. They know that Team Liquid have this last round on the back foot. And for TL, again, going in, even if they end this half 6-6, they needed that advantage because they struggle on defense.
They do indeed. Team Liquid, unless they've been able to fix all of their mistakes, I'm sure for them to float split, there must be good reason for it. Maybe they didn't think they'd be in this situation. Maybe they thought it would be a 2-0 already. McCoy have definitely not made it easy for them. Oh, it's been hell. Mid-presence from Team Liquid, not quite aggressing that far. It's garage control that they're looking to exert power on so far, and it's a showstopper straight out of the bat for Kiko to gain space for his team. He's only got a stinger if the showstopper journey doesn't work out, but Shadow is making sure that his teammate misses him. Camo on the other end. Blast pack to the side, but it's Koi that wins every single one of these fights, apart from Camo's demise.
Okay, recovered at the very least with the From the Shadows, but that leaves Mystic in a 1v4. Events control, but he is surrounded. Look about a mid.
Look, Mystic, this has been the best series we've seen from him so far. But this is not the map we'll see him pop off, at least for now. And back to a point where these teams need to put their heads together, think about what the approach is. The switch of half is about to come through. The switch of sides, that is.
And Koi, this is a team that also strives on the attack too.
Yeah, they've been best at the attack, right? So pair that up with Team Liquid's weakness on defense, and not split at least. Let's see if it's able to go full throttle for Koi. I'm sure they'll like that. They have the advantage, at least in rounds here. Team Liquid take full pressure over mid. No one is there, so Koi take full site control without any trouble.
The push down towards mid. 4 people walking down towards sewers. But that also gets tricky with Yampi being the only one to retake here into heaven and pinched in a crossfire at that.
Oh, dirty shot by Grubinho, and that's first blood for Koi. Numbers advantage, and having this heaven control is exactly what they want. The spike is planted for it. So all they have to do is play the trading game. All they have to do is wait it all out. Yes, you'll flash it. Yes, you'll delay it. But Team Liquid need a pick, and they need it quick. Shadow up against it. He knows Kiko would push right past it, but it's Shadows with a pick eventually. It's Starkso that aggresses right after them, and it's Enzo or 2 himself. His teammates' bodies all before him. He has to trample over them. As Koi secure this round, find some damage, do what you can, but it's all over in this one. Koi increase their lead with this pistol win. It's 8-5 for Koi.
Oh my God, clinical post plant coming out from Koi after that round. Team Liquid, you saw the idea that they had there. They wanted to try and mow down on that flank that was coming through, and you had so much stall. Shadow buying so much time from ramps, and just even seeing this into the replay as well, the fact that Koi are not afraid to push forward. Early celebrations from Barbar, of course. The excitement, I feel like it's a roller coaster in that coach room at all times.
It really is, but I think for the first time in this map, Koi actually feel that they've got a genuine advantage in closing out this map as a whole, this series perhaps. I think Icebox was a bit of a different affair, a bit too topsy-turvy, a bit back and forth, but this is the real streak of rounds that Koi's creating.
You also can't get too overconfident though, just based off the stats that you're seeing. Because changes can be made, adaptations are possible.
If you give Team Liquid anything, they can make something out of it. Grubinho close to this trip, to the cage, rather. And he's got teammates as well. But Team Liquid, rotating all the way around, they've only got pistols. And again, want to deny the orbs. Koi look to secure this here. There's no way the Team Liquid are going to go for the bounce on the fight. There's not much time remaining on it. They'll try maybe to deny any weapon, any rotation of it, but at least they'll secure that. There's no gun, well, there's no orbs going their way. A dig, perhaps, and then perhaps a collapse
the blender?
to find some rifles, and they've been able to do it. Camo not leaving anybody alive, but at the same time, Yampi dying to the spike leaves no survivors.
Incredible blender, though, into CT spawn, going for those exit frags there on the side of Team Liquid, making a very, very weak bonus on the side of Koi. Half shields and stingers to come through to try and contest these rifles. To be fair, it is split. You have the opportunity to try and close those gaps, and we've seen what you can do, especially with playing the numbers game with these SMGs. But a great play to come in. That also, though, left Starks who just one away from the Nightfall.
I have a feeling Koi are cooking something up here onto this B site. They're looking to go in aggressively, but Mystic Smoke does show that he's aggressed even further, and that's a free rifle for this Koi side. Oh dear, and it's in the wrong hands, isn't it? You don't want Camo if you're Team Liquid to holding that big gun.
Starks though gets the Nightfall off the back of this plant.
And with that, they might be able to hold off with post-plant. This is a real situation that Team Liquid need to be handling. And off of the back of the Nightfall, Paranoia thrown in, so no aggression is fought after. It's just a matter of buying time at this point. Team Liquid, they've got two positions they are working off of. They've got Heaven and they've got CT. And they're thinking of it, but it looks like they're backing away. No way they give it up so easily. They say it's a 4 versus 5 and just say, no, we're giving it to Koi. This allows Koi to have double the amount of rounds that Team Liquid have, and it's danger bells in everyone's head right now if you're Team Liquid and a fan of this team.
And this is a terrifying prospect. I understand the decision-making at the same time, though, for that call to come out from Enzo, because they don't know what kind of crossfires are waiting for them on the other side, playing those close quarters, and they would rather take all of these weapons back into the next round, force Koi to stay on these stingers going into the next, instead of being able to collect more value.
All players now in a state in which they can't get too excited, too overwhelmed with emotion. Have Team Liquid get knocked off in kickoff from groups, from Koi. What a world would this be? It's 10-5, can't get ahead of ourselves. Still superior weaponry for the Team Liquid side on this defense, but Koi have got themselves some extra upgrades, and they're heading directly to this B site without thinking about it for a second.
I mean, full sight for the taking here for Koi. Team Liquid more than happy to play that retake. Try and deny this plan. Does do quite a bit of damage over towards Stark so for it.
Camo's find himself a corner he can work with. He's actually looking to aggress, but the Trailblazer is going to be an issue. Dark cover thrown out after him, and a Prowler as well to assist in the Amata. The Paranoia is going to make it too difficult for Camo to re-aggress, so he's going to have to hold it out in the end. Team Liquid looking to move in. They know where Camo is, so it's the first isolated kill to go their way. Sprays in the smokes. Team Liquid can't go back in this one. They need to go for the fight. Starks looking to find damage for Koi, but nothing is being collected from this attacking side. Robinho smashed upon, and Team Liquid succeed with a flawless retake.
In situations like these, it feels like Mystic is constantly that saving grace for the team. Just flying in with that judge to find 3 and then pick up a Phantom of his own. An Andalucia flawless coming out here from Team Liquid. Might be just the momentum gain that they need, and it was a great call to save these rifles into this round as well. Made all the difference here for Team Liquid.
100%. It felt like those Stingers didn't have it in them, but at the same time, you know, you can look on the other side and Koi are thinking, okay, it's okay to lose this round. We got rid of the Stingers. We want to get rid of them anyway. So back onto the rifles on both sides. Team Liquid giving themselves a little bit more hope here.
Okay, now Team Liquid, what have you got in you? You gotta start chaining these rounds together on the defense. Aggressive look for information towards A. 3 players walked all the way up. Shadow's just around the other corner.
Oh dear me, I don't think Shadow's knows there's so many people here. Go for the push, and he gets caught off guard. Team Liquid get themselves a first pick, the advantage, they drop back.
Look how deep of a trip Nats gets off of that as well. It is such an early signal of Koi rotate back towards A.
Neural Theft as well gives him a clear picture of what this attack is looking like right now. Paranoia sent right in their direction. Kiko's Penshows are looking to do a world of enter. Bingo! Paranoia TP into your opponent's face, and that's one way to put Koi right back into the fight, but Team Liquid are having none of it. Everyone looking to defend this B site with their lives, and 4 players survive as they look to close this gap even further.
Starting to link these rounds together here on the side of Team Liquid. 1 away from that showstopper in the hands of Kiko as well. The operator to come out here on the defense, but this replay, again, I think that is something that we do have to point out. The difference in these compositions, you don't have a proper flank watch in that utility coming out from Koi. So even though Shados is playing so deep towards A main, he doesn't have a signal for anyone walking up towards him.
Operator coming out from Kiko, and I can't wait to see what he's got to do with that. Oh my god, the timing swings out, gets the kill nevertheless. But he has to drop back and respect it. Camo might be in trouble. 10 points of health, but aggressors. Yep, he's quick enough to the trigger. Team Liquid, I think they put Koi in a really rough spot here. They've made them shake a few times, and it's being punished.
It's the adaptation. And looking for some information, but Starkzo's alone with the spike right now.
Yeah, he's on an island somewhere, and if he drops, that's the round for sure.
Just live. He can hear Yampy. Oh, big pick coming out from Starkzo. Now backing off to
Right
regroup
there.
with the team, but they're going into the traps of Nats.
Just checking out if garage is clear. Gives the all clear.
I mean, gives a lot of information there
Yeah.
too. Got Koi walked up towards A, but again, Starkzo leaning towards that B site, and there's 2 players waiting.
To be fair, Koi, 1 pick, and they've disbalanced this round completely. Especially if Starkzo's got this all covered. He's figured out 2 players are right after him. So what is the plan really here? Kiko on the back line, ready as ever. Starkzo needs a pick. 20 seconds though. He doesn't have much time, and Shados is finding himself another angle. Enzo looking to hide, looking to run. Can't readjust in time, and we're back to square footing for both sides. 2 versus 2, and it's anyone's round for the taking. Kiko, though, throws down a showstopper. Will he be able to get a pick here, or is he going to wait for his team? I think he just stopped himself from getting overzealous here. And it's for good reason. Now grouped up with Nats, though. These are the 2 players from Team Liquid you want on the clutch. But it's also the 2 world champions on the other side. Oh, goodness me, this is pressuring. Nats predicts Shados' position. And it's all down to Starkzo. Do you expect him as well to be behind the box? Does Nats go for another pre-fire? A spray? Starkzo all the way around 8 bullets. That's 2 bullets expended and a kill collected. Knowing where 1 is, but runs out of bullets. Nats put a bullet between the eyes of Starkzo, and Team Liquid keep closing up that gap.
What a clutch to come out there from Nats. The operator brought back into the hands of Team Liquid as well. Now only 2 rounds dividing these 2 teams. Koi started off hot with 3 rounds in a row here on the attacking side, chaining 5 in total from the previous half as well. But Team Liquid now looking to bite back. A timeout now to be called from Koi. They've got to go back to the drawing board.
I mean, even though we're seeing heroics, the performance can't be. The players can't be all too comfortable with it. You can see frustration kicking in. You can't let it get to you. And the mistakes on both sides, don't get me wrong. Both of these teams have got things to look back on. But it's so stressful. And at these final moments of a series, you've got to be the team that stays on top of your emotions.
Yeah, Starkzo put everything into that round as well. But we have seen...
Kiko on the operator, you've got to be scared of that.
Nightfall is available here. Starkzo able to cycle that up with all the picks that he found last round. Job, though, will be on the other side. No one on Koi to walk over towards it again. It will be Nat set up here towards A.
Is Koi going to go for a fast crunch here? It looks like that's the case. Avoiding the tripwire, but it's Enzo with a pick. That's exactly what they need. Have a minute. They look to aggress towards heaven, but that's not the case at all. They push into this A site and just get traded out. Team Liquid are comfortable on this defense. And Koi are going in for round 2.
I mean, Nats Trips did so much work there. Nats himself, and now Enzo to clean things up. A 3K coming out from Team Liquid. A mad swing to come out from the squad. Now 1 round to divide these teams.
Yeah, the timing on that swing was perfect.
Okay. Just the replay coming in, man. The fact that Nats just sticks around holding that elbow angle,
Yep.
despite all of the utility that was used in an attempt to break out towards site. And another time out to be called here on the side of Koi.
4 rounds in a row here for Team Liquid, and Barber has had enough. It doesn't look like it's a timeout. It must be a bit of a glitch on the graphical interface. But for now, Koi themselves look to go for another fight onto this A site. It's looking very familiar to the previous one, but this time no one is caught off by a trip or a cam either. Yampi tried to aggress off of it. Nats going in for more. Paranoia is insane by Grabinho. He's able to follow it up with a kill as well. It's a 3 versus 3. And honestly, Nats needs to do it from this backside. Mystic closing in on them. They collapse on Koi, they dismantle Koi, and they level the playing field. 10-10, the comeback has been made by Liquid.
But Liquid still not getting overconfident. You see those player cans so serious here on stage. I cannot believe how tight that is. I like that Koi opted to take that higher octane play over towards A. They hadn't really full visited A before the last few rounds, only now understanding the way Nats is setting up, and now Nats switches that up a little bit. Again, doesn't really expect Koi to press the issue back towards that A site once again. So they'll actually end up throwing the same trips as before. Keeping that camera in pocket though. And so does have the Seekers available here as well. And back to a default stance here for Koi.
It's a bit of a crazy one. 5 rounds in a row here for Team Liquid. This momentum, so scary for Koi. Dealing with this is the ultimate priority. Winning a round, breaking that tempo. Team Liquid are on a roll.
But I mean, the way that Team Liquid just, they initially had the standard trips coming out from Nats on that A site, then they use Enzo's utility, that Trailblazer, to push past, put a deeper trip, that safety to now stack towards B and mid.
Seekers from that A site. It'll take a while until they find anyone. It's going to be towards mid, giving a clear illustration of the placement of all these players. All broken.
Dropping spike.
And pivot towards that right-hand side. They don't have much time. Koi might be having time trouble yet again. They can't let it happen, and there's 2 defenders, Enzo and Nat, hiding out. 20 seconds, and they haven't even aggressed forwards. How are they going to deal with this? The tripwire hasn't even been broken yet, and we're at 15 seconds, and Koi haven't found themselves on site. Enzo's there to interrupt them. All he has to do is kill the planter. Onto the side they go. Camo on the case to try and plant it. 7 seconds. Starkso, back end, granted. Mystic into his face, but the spike has gone down into the ground. Enzo comfortable to hold it. Shados putting his team back on top. Koi somehow have got the numbers. And we're looking at a 2 versus 3 with the captain of Team Liquid looking to close up the ground. Shadow up close and personal. Make sure that Enzo is no more. And Kiko, I'm afraid, might not be able to keep the streak going for Team Liquid. He's only got an operator. 3 players, different angles, definitely not the weapon for it.
The thing is, Koi's bank is running low. He's trying to find at least another pick.
Will he be able to find it? Koi, superb take. They needed this. They needed to interrupt this streak for a long time now. And one thing they don't allow Team Liquid to do is take the lead themselves.
Stop the bleeding, going back to what works for Koi. They really do. Again, high risk, high reward, but they do thrive in those last minute plant situations, those last minute late executions for the side of Koi. Now, you've got Rolling Thunder here for the side of Shadow, heading into the next round. But they've got to keep the momentum going. It's been on the side of Team Liquid for so long at this point. Also got a Viper's Pit to work here for Yampi.
Catch them. No charges.
Viper Spit straight out of the bat, used in mid. Team Liquid. Is Team Liquid going to be able to close this out themselves? Or is Koi going to take charge?
Cage triggered.
So far, Koi grouping up to this left-hand side. They've left Shados here for the lurk, and given that there's a Viper's Pit there, it'll be hard to take charge of it. But the tripwire broken. And Koi proceed with the push, but there's a lot of defenders here for Team Liquid. There is an Omen, there's a Cypher, but a Rolling Thunder will try and take care of him. Camo gets caught on it. That's not what he needed. He needed to aggress off the back of it, so it allows Team Liquid to rotate. It buys so much time. Look at Team Liquid. They're not going to let them plant. They're not going to let them gain side control, but Koi don't care. They want to take it themselves no matter what. No one can tell them what to do. Mystic in the smoke has to do it all by himself. Really? By the time for Kiko. Moving in himself, Shorty in hand. Both of them find Shorty kills, but Kiko finds himself the Phantom to turn it all around. Grubinho versus Kiko. It's a 1v1 play, but the From the Shadows takes him to this A site.
An open plant opportunity to reposition with the Shrouded Step, a smoke in hand too. He stays on site, still a boom bot to work with here alongside the nade. Sending it over towards elbow, Grubinho has to tuck.
It's definitely going to figure out where Grubinho is. No, it broke in time. So Kiko has no clue. He could be back of sight, he could be elbow, he could be main.
I love this reposition, planted wide open here. Grubinho.
He doesn't have to peek this. But he will peek it, and he will get the kill instead! Koi, 12-10, 1 round away from continuing their dreams here in VCT EMEA kickoff.
Match point here, series point on the side of Koi, but only 2 rounds necessary for Team Liquid to tie things back up, take it over to that OT. Now, things are getting really, really tense here. Pavlos,
Oh man, over the moon.
I mean, stunningly excited, of course, but a timeout to be called here by Team Liquid as well. Just the fact that we won't see one of these teams in again until after Masters. Where did they post up Kiko on this operator over towards mid to hold the long angle?
Well, the flash is definitely going to deny Mystic's positioning into Garage. Kiko spotted, but he's able to back out.
What's your position? He's spending everything here. Operator revealed as well towards mid. Now timing good here for Koi to push in.
You can tell there's a lot of pressure on this.
They're trying to be as methodical as possible. Looking to regroup here, Team Liquid. With the reposition of Kiko over towards A, they feel comfortable. Again, moving over towards B.
Slowly moving in, but Team Liquid's got good placement here. They've got 3 defenders, and Yampi notifies the rest to take notice of this heaven push. Camo, very close to the fight. Mystic, not able to read it in time. Yampi trying to transfer his spray, but it's only good for 1 as he backs off. Is it good enough, that one-on-one? Enzo, make sure he flashes his opponents. That spike down, so much information, the rotations are coming through, but Starkso gets another pick. Is this B site where Koi can end it? They've got the numbers, but all they have to do is cross that finish line.
Down to a 2v3. Kiko's still stuck on this operator.
Starkso's got a very sneaky angle off of heaven here. Kiko with the operator will never be able to spot him. Cam's spot broken. Switching to a rifle. Better for the situation. 2 out into the open, and Koi take the numbers advantage. It's Nats 1 versus 3. All 3 swing simultaneously. Victory is sweet, but revenge is sweeter, and Koi